T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
Also, the fact that our career is now just boiled down to podcast duo.
Podcast duo, baby. Well, that's who we are. We fully transitioned into podcast partners, you and I. Podcast duo.
Ooh, hello.
There you go. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, the podcast duo.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Uh-oh. It is Wildcard Wednesday.
Yeah.
Got a sleepy Wildcat today.
Sleepy Wildcat?
How you doing, Bone?
I'm doing good. I hear Tri-State Men's Health can help with the Sleepy Wildcat if you have one.
How you doing, Teddy?
Doing good, Mike.
It's Wildcard Wednesday. That means extra stupid today. Please do tweet the program at Man and Bone 971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093 and hop on our socials. Doesn't matter where you go. Go to the Fan Twitter account. Go to the Fan on Instagram. We have our Pizza Madness bracket. It's up, and it's available for you to mock. I'm sorry if your favorite place wasn't involved. I'm sorry if the seating is not how you like it. This is the way it is. Also, when I read the comments, and yes, I do torture myself sometimes and read the comments, half of the comments are, why didn't this pizza place make it? It did. Read the bracket.
Yeah, the bracket is 4 separate images because we wanted them to look nice as opposed to be like, you need a microscope to read this.
Where's Granddad's? It's in there.
It's in there.
Where's Rubino's? It's in there. Read it.
There are, by the way, because there's only 64 of these places, there are definitely places that are not on the list.
That's right. We had over 1,000.
Oh, people are mad about Mikey's Late Night Slice not making it in there.
Maybe this is what I said to the people who were all upset about CD 101 going away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you would have supported them a little bit more,
right,
they wouldn't have gone away. We had a vote.
We put it out there.
We put it out there. Please recommend your favorite places. And there were some places out there that I'm sure rallied the troops and got their friends, but whatever.
We had over 1,000 submissions.
We had over 1,000 submissions. Clearly, Mikey's Late Night Slice didn't have enough fans, or their people didn't get the word out.
No, and don't get me wrong. I like Mikey's Late Night Slice. It's good. I enjoy it. It didn't make the list this time. It was one of the ones
there's a couple
we
places.
had a lot of support for other places, so we went with the ones that got the votes.
There's a couple places that you and I enjoy that just didn't have the votes.
That's true.
And they're not involved.
Yeah.
Look, here's the good news. Looky here. We're very shallow. We don't have a lot of interests. We like pizza a lot.
I mean, I don't relate. If you can eat pizza and you don't like pizza, I don't understand you. I don't relate to you. You know, like if you can't eat dairy, okay. If you can't eat bread because you have a gluten allergy or something, okay. But if you can enjoy those things and you don't like pizza, I don't understand you.
But you know what, though? Even with that, there's a pizza for you. You can find yourself a cauliflower crust.
All right, fair enough.
You
You're
know
right.
what? One of the pizza places that's in our bracket, East Pizzeria. East Pizzeria is kosher and vegetarian.
Oh, look at that.
Because when you're kosher, you don't mix the meat with the dairy.
Makes sense.
That's forbidden.
Okay.
Right? And so they have vegetarian pies. They are different, but they are delicious. They're very good. So there's even a place for you.
Okay.
If you keep kosher on here.
Fine. That's perfect. All I'm saying is if you can eat pizza and you say, oh, yeah, it's just not for me. I am someone who could eat pizza every meal for a week and probably not, like, again, I'm not eating the same pizza every day, but I could have different places, different styles of pizza, different toppings on those different styles at those different places. The permutations are endless. So, yeah, we love pizza. And guess what we could do? We could do this whole bracket thing and then in a month or two say, let's do it again. with 64 new places.
I don't know if it's a month.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm
will
saying
do it again.
We like the idea. You guys seem to be interested in the idea.
And I think we're going to do a burger one, too.
Beautiful.
And I think we go right to the cardiologist. My wife looked at me last night. Are you getting fatter? In the interest of science and research, yes.
Yeah, well, who is it? Like Sir Edmund Hillary? Was that the guy that climbed Mount Everest? And then, like, hears from his spouse, like, oh, you seem like you're really focused on that. It's like, yeah, that's a big thing we're trying to do here.
Where's your big toe? It froze off.
I climbed Mount Everest.
Trying to get to the top, lady.
I don't know if that's who it was. Whoever it was, the guy who did that.
I'm going to say you're right. Sure. Sir Edmund Hillary.
I'm just saying, you have a focus. Sometimes other things fall by the wayside. Our focus here is pizza.
That's right.
Put on a few LBs in the name of finding the best pizza in Columbus. Sorry.
Christopher Columbus's focus was finding the gold. So if you have to kill some natives to get it, it's collateral damage.
The analogy may have been taken too far.
I'm sorry. So anyway, the voting starts for each individual matchup next week. So please do join us. And by the way, if your favorite pizza place is not aware that they're on this list, tell them.
Yeah,
Tell them that they're on.
Make sure you let them know.
That's right.
I'm sure they would appreciate knowing that.
All the news and notes you need as we go on campus at 4:46. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer at 5:30. Jackets beat the Stars last night. You were in attendance, Bone?
Yeah, that was
crowd.
A good crowd, good night. Hockey is for everyone night is one of our favorites, and they do a great job there at the Jackets, honoring everyone in our community. It was a very cool thing to see. And then on the ice, like the actual play of the game. This is a team, Mike, that I'll tell you, I hadn't been to a Jackets game this year in person. I've been watching on TV. And you can see this on the screen, but I think it jumps out at you when you're actually in person. At least for me, it did. Watching this team play live, seeing all the interactions in between when they are, actively playing versus when there's a stoppage and they're just kind of hanging around. The Stars are a great team, right? They are a very talented team. They're one of the best teams in the West. They came in with every expectation probably of winning that game. And the Jackets, of course, jump on them in the first 30 seconds and get a goal. And I started seeing it, how Stars are just kind of chirping at each other. They kind of seemed like they were a little bothered by everything. They just looked like they were frustrated. I look over at the Jackets, and how many years have we said this with the Jackets where you watch them and you go, oh, man, they're chasing this one. They're frustrated. They played composed. They stay within themselves. They don't look like the moment's too big for them. And last night, just seeing their interactions, not during the time when they're on the ice, like when they're just, in between plays, you can just tell there is a confidence level with this team that's different than it was even last year. And I think when they have a 4-minute penalty they have to kill, did they look like they were going to freak out, panic? No, they had some hairy moments in that, but they handled it. They killed it off. It was a big monumental moment in that game. That's what this Jackets team seems to me to be different in one way from last year, is that they are more composed in those critical moments.
I'm glad you used that word, because to me, that's accurate. Composure with this team. And we can talk about, guys taking the next step in their progression. That's certainly true. We can talk about veterans performing up to expectations. That's certainly true. But I think the catalyst for all of that is the coaching. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't underestimate what this coaching staff and Dean Evison has done with this team this year, because you're right. This team in years past would be frantic. You wouldn't have a bad 5 minutes. You'd have a bad 40 minutes.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now this team, if they have a bad 5 minutes, are much more able to shake it off and go about their business. This is a completely different hockey team. And I've had a lot of people say to me, well, don't you have to give credit to Jarmo? No, I don't. Because it doesn't matter. By the way, I don't think this is true, but let's say you believe it. It doesn't matter if you think that Jarmo tallied up the best ingredients. The reality is Jarmo couldn't find the proper chef to cook the meal.
Nope.
And that makes a big deal.
Also, let's not forget that the only reason Jarmo was able to get the best ingredients was because he often got to go to the supermarket first or second, because his team was awful. And they let you get the prime ingredients first. They let you get the top picks. No wonder they ran into some good players. Yeah, Jarmo was great at scouting. We know that. But the idea that, if they just let Jarmo hang around another year, this would have been the result. I'm not convinced of that at all.
Oh, I know that's not the case.
He would have hired someone else that was over their skis, wasn't ready for this. I think the move to hire Dean Evison, but Don Waddell, Dean Evison, it's not just him, right? It's Don Waddell taking over the organization and just looking down the road and saying, guys, we're not going to hire some idiot. We're going to hire someone who knows what they're doing. That is such a big difference maker for this organization.
All right, Wildcard Wednesday fun. Plus, Buckeyes with a big one tonight at USC. We'll talk about it next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a couple minutes slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And we also have slow traffic on southbound 71, again on the north side between Hudson Street and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's D. Miller. Guys, let's talk about getting back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program. I learned about the personalized treatment at Low T Center and the results you can expect with customized TRT. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax, only $149 a month. Or a new 2025 Trailblazer, just $169 a month. At all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36 and 42-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway in Grove City.
Skyway is back at Skyline Chili for 2 weeks only. Order a Skyway today and get 50% extra cheese at no extra charge on your regular or large 3, 4, or 5-way at participating locations for a limited time.
The Buckeye Show.
I heard Jake Diebler on Bruce Thornton. He's the best in the country, you know? There is no one I ever want to have running point.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Black history is American history. In this Black History Month, the Ohio Education Association is celebrating the many Black Ohioans who have shaped our past and who are paving the way for a brighter future for all of us. I'm OEA President Scott Demar, and as a high school social studies teacher, I've seen how important it is for our students to receive a full and honest education so they can become better critical thinkers. Join the Ohio Education Association in standing up for our students' freedom to learn.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, we're going to be looking at increasing clouds. Late day showers are possible. The heaviest rain comes in after 7 p.m. tonight. Another mild one with a high of 56. Rain tonight with a low of 39. And then tracking late day showers on your Thursday. Colder with a high of only 46. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
It's Wildcard Wednesday. Please do tweet us at Man and Bone 971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093. What have you, Bone?
Karch Karai has tweeted us and said, Wildcard Wednesday, hashtag Wildcard Wednesday. Draft a starting five for him of inappropriate/funny songs to play when your wife is in labor. We are expecting our first child in the end of May.
Has she requested this playlist?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It kind of sounds. He said inappropriate/funny.
Okay, here's the thing. Do whatever the hell she says.
Yes,
of
course.
My wife told me before delivery, like all she wanted to do was me to stand next to her and make her laugh and take her mind off things. So I prepared some material going in.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I started with that material, she looked at me and said, "Shut your mouth."
Yes.
And I thought this is what you wanted. No! So in the moment, she could totally change her mind, and that is her prerogative. Just have some alternative material is all I'm saying.
Kristen also said she wanted more music in the morning.
That's right. Now,
and then it turned out that didn't do well with the ratings.
If we're talking about a song, to get you ready for rearing a child, caring for a child, and you want something ironic, I can think of no better song than Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton.
Oh, no.
About his kid falling out the window.
No. Why would you think that?
And how one day... Well, you want ironic, don't you? It's like, we're bringing this life into the world. I can't wait to parent you. Oops.
No.
There goes the kid.
I don't think you want that. I think he's talking about, like... Push It by Salt and Pepper. That would be one. They're like, push it. Da, 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 da. Like, come on. That would be... That's
fine if you want to go more obvious.
She's got to push out the kid.
Would you know my name?
Oh, God. Oh, that's...
If I saw you in heaven.
No, that's no good. See, I had thought like another one could be... Teddy, who sings the country music song, I Ain't Here for a Long Time, I'm Here for a Good Time? You know that one? Nope.
I'm not sure.
Not at all. Okay. Someone sings it.
Toby Keith?
Sure. I'm just saying, like, you're going to be here for a long time. You're pushing a kid out. Labor takes a long time. Maybe you play that one. I don't know.
Didn't Nirvana have a song?
I mean, they have lots of them. I'm not sure which song you're thinking of.
Moist V-word? Wasn't that on In Utero?
Maybe. I don't remember all the titles of every song on their catalog, so you could be right. I have no idea. Here we go. There's a few from the chat. Colin says, I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. That's good. See, that would be funny because the kid's going to come out of the womb.
You could do the closing time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it actually is about the birth of the singer's daughter.
Oh, is that
right? Really?
Yeah, that was the story behind that, how it was...
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here?
That's former Mariners catcher Dan Wilson.
Okay. Dan Wilson, well, he tweaked sort of the lyrics and everything on it because the record company wanted to have something that was more sort of fun and they could, have like a bar song sort of. And he sort of tweaked it to make it sound like it's a bar song, But in reality, to him, it's about the baby being delivered and coming into the new world.
I had no idea.
Here's what you do. You have your phone, right? You can play all the sound effects you want on your phone. She's in the middle of it. One more push, whatever.
A whale's vagina.
That's what you play. You play that. It's all destroyed and strips out. Get it?
A whale's vagina.
I got it. Yeah, thank you, Milan. That was good. Jake says, final countdown. That's okay.
These are more obvious. With arms wide open, Creed, you can do a little of that. I mean, that's
good.
I just heard the news today.
Mauricio says, let the bodies hit the floor.
Nice. Nice.
All right. So, yeah, fine. I hope that helped you, Karch. I hope you got at least a start there. You got all kinds of varieties, different ways you could go. Annie Hockhausen has one. She says, my guys. Man talked about changing the face of the automotive industry yesterday by bringing Euro sportsbacks to the States. Hatchbacks, like hot hatches.
Hot hatches.
I propose another automotive game changer. Technology that does not allow someone to turn or change lanes without first putting their turn signal on. Agreed. That, you know what? If they made that standard on every car, if that technology could exist, it would take everyone getting that car less than a week. And the problem would be cured. Because the first time you go to turn and your car just won't move because you don't have the turn signal on, you probably wouldn't forget again. It'd take you one or two times, and then you'd have society fixed.
Here's what I think we should do.
Okay.
We got AI, right?
Yeah.
I mean, AI can launch missiles.
Mm-hmm.
It can contribute to warfare.
Terrifyingly, yes, that's correct.
I'm just saying, it's only going to get better/worse as the Terminators come and take over. But in the meantime, before we get to the scary part of AI, let's get to the useful part, where there's a little AI thing in your car that knows if you should not be in the left lane.
I like that.
And it just moves you over whether you want to be moved over or not.
It just takes over.
Just takes over. So you have no reason to be here. You're not passing. You're not adding to the flow of traffic. You are hindering people. Get out.
My wife told me a story once, because now you got me thinking the AI could be applied to just people in general who it's like, you not only are you not going fast enough to be in the left lane, you need to get over, but also just be people that they just drive you to a police station, park, and say, get out. Let the authorities take you home. You do not know how to drive. Like, there are so many people that I don't think have any concept of what it actually means to drive a car these days. My wife told me a story once about a friend of hers in college. They had to take like a 2-hour trip to go somewhere, and the friend offered to drive. So she's in the passenger seat. What happens when you get up to like 65, 70 miles an hour on the freeway? What do you typically do? You keep the throttle kind of pressed down, but you let your foot off a little bit. It just kind of stays hovering at like half throttle. Your car will stay at 65, 70. What this person did was floor it to get to the speed they wanted to do.
I've driven with somebody like that.
And then let up.
And then when it starts to slow down,
floor it again. And then for 2 hours, she said it was just...
My friend Brian Wyke's dad used to drive like that. And one time we were going to a White Sox game. He was driving. I had to pull over on the side of the road. I threw up. Right. And how do you say, well, I'm just a little car sick. I can't say, Mr. Wyke, you drive like an idiot. Perhaps if you didn't do it, I wouldn't throw up back here.
Right. I don't know why people think that's the way you drive, but that's what you need the AI to do, is just to come over the car and say, all right, you know what? We're going to just park you at a Giant Eagle parking lot. Call a loved one. Have them get you.
All right, Buckeyes playing at USC tonight. Coverage at 9:30, so the tip is 10:30. Now, here's the deal. Looky here.
Okay.
USC played Rutgers on Sunday night at Rutgers, okay? So if we're talking about the more rested team, Buckeyes have been hanging out in Los Angeles for days, licking their wounds after the UCLA game, getting ready. This USC team had to travel, got back on Monday from Rutgers, from New Jersey, and now here we are on Wednesday. They're hosting the Buckeyes. So Buckeyes did not play well against UCLA. Their tournament dreams may be going up in flames, but fatigue should not be the excuse tonight because you're the more rested team.
Well, let's hope not, right? I mean, it's a late one tonight for us as fans. It may be a little fatiguing to stay up this late, but Yeah, I would hope that this Buckeye basketball team, if they could string together their wins at the end of the season here, then make a couple of wins in the Big Ten tourney, yeah, they still have a shot, right? Their wins are good when it comes to what they have on the resume.
That shot is fading quickly.
I know, but it feels like previous to this, like before they dropped these last 3 games, especially that Northwestern game, it feels like they could have just won the games they were supposed to and make the tournament, regardless of what they did in the Big Ten tourney. You know what I mean? Now it feels like at minimum you might have to win 2 games in the Big Ten tourney to give yourself a realistic chance of making the NCAA tournament, and that's not going to be an easy task. So they can't think about that right now. They've just got to take care of business tonight against USC, or take care of business. Get the job done, because that hasn't been what they've been doing lately.
Make a shot. Make a shot or 2. That would help.
No kidding.
Andrew Berry talks about Deshaun Watson. He was talking about, he's at the Combine, of course, they all are, talking about his re-injuring of the Achilles. Yeah, so obviously Deshaun, he re-injured his Achilles. Unfortunately, he turned his foot or ankle that caused the re-tear during the normal stages of the recovery process. I know there's been a lot of speculation and everything out there, but there's nothing nefarious. It's just an unfortunate accident. Who thinks it's nefarious?
Well, maybe what he means, maybe that's a poor choice of words, but I think what he's alluding to is there have been Browns fans saying, hey, if Deshaun Watson was playing basketball or like running a marathon or something, that would have been outside of like what you would normally need to do to recover from an Achilles tear. And if he was, or like there was the video of him kind of dancing by the side of the road with his girlfriend, whoever it was, people speculating, all right, if he was goofing around on social media or something and popped his Achilles, and there's proof of that somewhere, maybe this can help the Browns not have to pay all this money. I frankly don't care at this point. I don't care if the Browns have to pay him the money or not. They bought insurance on it, so they'll get some of the money back in the salary cap each year of this thing. But the reality is the Haslams and whoever else, if you want to blame Andrew Berry or Kevin Stefanski or whoever you think is responsible, Paul DePodesta, someone made this dumb decision. The Browns have been kicking the can down the road for 3 years now, deferring money, deferring this, deferring that. Now you have to pay this guy. And yes, it sucks because he's bad and now injured, but you do have to pay him. That's what's going to happen. There's no getting around it now because this is a dumb organization that made a very dumb decision and kept doubling down on the stupid every single year they could.
The Big Ten and the SEC, they want to change everything around for the playoffs. And, of course, that affects the regular season and championship week, too. We'll talk about the latest in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slow traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Green Lawn Avenue and 315. And we also have slow traffic on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
President's Day savings all month long at your main Honda of Dublin. If you're searching for a Honda lease deal here in Central Ohio, you've come to the right place. Leasing allows you to enjoy flexibility in one of their sharp, reliable, awesome vehicles. I'm confident Rich and his team can tailor a lease that's right for you. Like a 2025 CRV LX all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles with only $19.99 down. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot on our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing scarier than Bones' analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning on Morning Juice, 7:30. Dean Evison, Jackets head coach. He'll be on. Bishop and Friends, 10:30 tomorrow. Pied Piper of the Hillbillies, Paul Feinbaum. And Rothman and Ice tomorrow, 2:30. Gold Jacket Thursday. Larry Little, Dolphins legend. He will be on the show.
Nice.
And we will have tomorrow nothing of note. But it's going to be an excellent show. Do not miss it.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Right, Teddy? Tomorrow's going to be one of them.
Well, yeah, we will lead off by recapping that Buckeye game tonight, which tips off at 10:30 or something like that?
That's right.
That's known as Common Man's favorite basketball time. 10:30 to probably about a 1 a.m. Should be by the time that's all wrapped up. 12:31, something like that.
Here's the good news, though, about a late tip like this.
Mm-hmm.
No one blames you if you bail after the first half.
No. No one blames you if you just get up in the morning and say, let me check the highlights. Now, I, being a dedicated radio professional, I will be up. I'm cranking monsters right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just drinking them left and right, trying to stay up tonight.
Conference commissioners met yesterday to discuss alterations to the playoff format. So essentially what happened was the Big Ten, the SEC, they got in a room with all their dummy friends. And they said, hey, dummies, we hold all the cards. We want to change this. We're going to draw up some more games, alternate games to have more revenue because we got to pay these idiots.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I just saw Georgia today. Georgia today put together a plan where they're going to spread out $13 million in revenue and pay the players, essentially.
Right.
Share in the revenue. And so these conferences know this is going to happen sooner rather than later. They want to raise some more cash, and the way to do that is to give more broadcast windows to their television partners. The results, I guess, from yesterday's meeting was there is no result. But all the inside sources say this is going to be done quickly. This is not going to be a situation where it takes a year to make something happen. They're going into a new season. They want to make sure that television product is on board, that they get compensated properly. Those discussions need to take place. The hesitation with the Big 12, with the ACC, is do we really let two conferences take the lead and determine our fate when we don't have the same veto/voting power? And I think the two conferences in charge, the Big Ten and the SEC, are essentially saying you have no choice.
Well, they're probably looking at it going, if neither of us want to do something or do want to do something, who's going to side with you, right? Like,
right.
If the Big Ten, the SEC are like, we want to go to that championship plus model where we play, let's say, a championship game and then, you know, what would it be? 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5.
2 other games.
Right. And then those are auto bids at the 2 winners and the 2 people in the championship game. They all get auto bids, 4 and 4 for the Big Ten, the SEC. All right, and the ACC and all these other schools can do whatever they want. If the ACC says no, if the Notre Dame says no, I know there is something to that, right? Like from the current way it's all set up. But if the Big Ten and SEC go, all right, fine, we'll just leave this structure and go make our own thing, which is always a possibility, then that's where I feel like they have the ultimate leverage. No one wants to pull that pin. Big Ten and SEC don't want to necessarily go outside of the current structure because it's been very lucrative for everyone. But if the Big Ten and SEC are not involved in whatever college football is doing, you've lost, I don't know, 40%, 50% of the brands that people care about in one move? No way. That wouldn't, you're not going to get saved by the likes of North Carolina, Notre Dame, you know, I don't know, Arizona State. Like, that's just not going to cut it. You have to have OSU, Texas, Penn State, Florida. Like, you got to have those schools. And if they're all not a part of it, there's really nothing the ACC can do. I don't know what their argument is other than, yeah, they need to make sure they get something out of this. They need to try to leverage what little bit they have. But ultimately, you piss off the SEC and the Big Ten enough, they're just going to walk and say, great, have fun. Enjoy the NCAA's, whatever you're doing over here. We're going to make our own Super League.
Well, that's essentially, you know, one of those situations where you can stand on your principles and you can say, no, we have respect for our conference. We have respect for our product. We're not going to let you determine our future. And then the result is you're shut out completely.
Yeah.
Or you can play ball. You can give up some of your power to keep yourself financially viable, which is what these schools, I think, ultimately are going to do. Now, that's not to say that everything that they're talking about makes sense. They have to figure out what makes the most sense. Like you talked about the Championship Plus model. There was also the alternative model where you had like 3 more games.
Yeah.
Right? Was it a total of 6 games on championship weekend?
It was 1 versus 8. There was no championship gone, and instead the top team plays the 8th seed, the 2nd seed plays the 7th seed, et cetera.
All that.
And then the 4 winners of those games, 1 through 8, 4 winners go on auto bid to the college football playoff. Exactly. That's all it would be then. And I don't know which one's better. Personally, I like the championship one better myself, but either way, they'll do some version of this.
Well, and there's things that need to be clarified and discussed. And I don't want to minimize that, where we need to talk about centralized scheduling. We need to talk about every conference playing by the same set of rules when it comes to injury disclosure. Right? I mean, there's lots of, if we're going to get in league here and we're eventually going to get involved with, conference-wide and interconference revenue sharing, which it sounds like this is what it's going to be, then we also need to have a baseline set of rules that we're all playing by.
Agreed. And it's weird that we're saying this when the SEC, who the Big Ten is seemingly like arm in arm with, the SEC plays 8 conference games.
Right, and that's something that needs to be addressed.
And I'm sure it will. Like that, I don't think they're doing any of this expanded, realigned, whatever stuff. I think that's one of the concessions the SEC is going to have to say is, all right, then we will move to 9 if we get, 4 teams guaranteed in every year, then we'll go to 9 conference games. But the Big Ten's already there. That's why I think the Big Ten should at least hold up and say, no, SEC, you need to give a little bit more than that because we're already doing this, and you're asking for us to get the same benefit, even though one of us, we're already giving up the thing you haven't given up yet. And I think that's something the SEC should have to try to figure out.
All right, Wildcard Wednesday. Please do tweet us at Man and Bone 971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093.
Meat Sweat says, my guys, during Common Man's basement, Man said he would like to encounter a ghost, so he knew that there was something beyond death. If the only way to have, so this is his question, if the only way to have a ghost encounter was like Tori Spelling in Scary Movie 2, would he still want to have a ghost encounter? The ghost has its way with Tori Spelling. He actually included a radio description that maybe we can use.
All right, let's go.
She wakes up in bed with what appears to be a large invisible popsicle in her mouth, poking her cheek from the inside. Then levitates against the wall, and it looks like she is riding an invisible horse onto the ceiling.
Look, I'm not saying that would be my preference. To have that type of encounter. But if you told me it was just a one-time deal, we never had to discuss it again. Like I wasn't going to run into the ghost at the grocery store or anything and have an awkward encounter. Like, hey, remember what we did that night?
Right.
I may sign up for a brief version of
Brief
version.
Okay.
So then at least I know. I know that there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that the closure would be good. Right, to know that there's something there. But then people are like, well, how are you so confident? Be like, you know what?
I can't tell you how I know.
Who's to say?
But I just know. I had a ghost popsicle one night.
Too hot. You could have a full-term ghost baby.
No, there's none of that.
Well, how do you know?
There's no
how do you know the
supernatural impregnation.
Who says there can't be? It's a chance you take. It's a risk you have to weigh. That's a possibility. Oh, do we have time for more or do we have to go to break? Because I was looking at
you know what I will tell you?
What's that?
Ovechkin scored again last night.
Oh, good.
So that is goal number 30 on the season. Now, hold on a second. I'm going to pay him a compliment.
Okay.
This dude has 30 goals on the season. Mm-hmm. He's not, like, going down the stretch, just out there like Jaromir Jagr on his last legs, and once in a while he scores. I was like, oh, look what the old man can do.
Right.
This guy is still a very excellent, viable player at his age. And that does not happen very often. The dude's played in like 53 games. He has 30 goals.
It's amazing. Right?
The Capitals have also found a way. They lost last night, but they found a way to keep themselves relevant. A lot of people thought before the season, It was not going to be a very good team. And the only thing worth seeing on this team was Ovi go out and try and break the record. But that's not the case either. Capitals, very good. Now that I've said all of that, I hate all of this. I still hate it. I don't want to hear about it. Like you said yesterday, there should be a team out there that has to draw the short straw. They play the Capitals, and they just let him score 12 goals. So he breaks the record, and we never have to hear about it again.
That's right. I'm all done now with that. I don't care. But yeah, here's the other thing that could be, I don't know if it's good or bad. Like, do you want him to break the record this year? Because
yes, get it over with.
Well, right, because I'm saying, what if he gets to like 10 more and then season's over and he doesn't score anymore, and then we got to wait all next season or have to hear about it again?
I tell you where I don't want it.
No, I know.
Was it April 12th here?
No, I can. Please no. Please no. That's why when you said he scored, I'm like, good. Like, let's try to get it either. Let's hope he gets it done with before then, or he is so far away from it that it's like, oh no, he needs like 5 goals. And then at least we know it's not going to happen. I don't want it to happen to the Jackets. That's what I'm saying.
All right, speaking of hockey, Gary Bettman's doing something stupid. We'll talk about that. Plus, Wildcard Wednesday. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And there's about a 10-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try a $3 Son of Baconator today. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
At Logan Services, we know how important your home comfort is, and that's why we're proud to offer free HVAC inspections. Through our free inspection, you'll get a thorough assessment of your heating and cooling system to identify any potential issues that can impact your home, your energy bills, and even your health. The assessment is free and only takes an hour of your time. It's the fast, friendly service that you've come to expect from our team at Logan Services.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coughlin Ford. Get a new 2024 Ford F-150 for as low as $37,900. New 2024 Ford Super Duties starting at under $48,000. Or take $10,000 off MSRP on select new 2024 Broncos. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. No security deposit required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Happy Wednesday. It is Wildcard Wednesday.
This one comes from David, who says, my guys. He said, Lent is coming up. Is Lent, I'm sorry, I don't know. Is Lent on the way or has Lent happened?
Lent is on the way.
Okay.
Ash Wednesday is next week.
Okay.
I believe. That's the start of Lent.
Well, let you live. If you celebrate that or if you're part of that, God bless. Do what you got to do. But he says, who has the best fast food fish sandwich? I only know Lent is coming up because I see all the fast food places now have their fish sandwiches prominently displayed.
Which aggravates me because a lot of these places get rid of their fish sandwich throughout most of the year.
Right.
You should always have a fish sandwich. Should always be there.
What a great option.
If you want to highlight it during the Lenten season because that's where you sell the most of your product, that's fine. But that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed the filet of fish so much. First of all, there's a sense memory there. There's childhood memories that go along with the filet of fish. There's something about that half piece of American cheese, the ultra soft bun that they use.
Yeah.
And don't tell me it's the same as the regular cheeseburger bun because it's not. They either steam that or do something different to it. It's like a fluffy cloud.
They have a machine. They have a machine that is specifically for those fish sandwiches where they steam the bun inside. I don't know what the machine's called, but I've seen it there. It's like
I've seen it.
It's like a light blue metallic thing that they put the bun in and steam it.
There you go. It's a whole different taste experience from a bun standpoint, a half piece of cheese, tartar sauce. I love it all. But if we're talking about, what the point was I making?
How the fish sandwich should stick around always. There should always be one at every restaurant. How good the fish sandwich is at McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay.
Like Arby's.
Sarah's favorite meal.
Filet of fish?
Yeah.
Arby's will do once in a while around this time of year. It's like, hey, our special King's Hawaiian fish sandwich is back. I want it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
You don't get points because you come out during Lent. I want it. If I want it in July, I should be able to get it.
Yeah, I mean, July is a perfect time to eat a fish sandwich. If you like fish, right? I mean, that's a thing. Just if in general, before there was fast food, you go fishing more in the summer, right? There would be more fish available because you're out fishing. You fry them up and you eat them.
Here's another example. We're on Lenten time. I assume they're going to do it again this year. Popeyes brings out like their blackened flounder sandwich.
Right.
It's delicious.
Yes.
It's wonderful, and they only have it for a certain part of the year.
I don't get it. I do understand if you say that we're going to have limited availability. Like, you could make the case that if I go to Popeyes in July and I say, do you have your, what is it, the blackened flounder sandwich?
Why can't we have it in July?
Well,
sounds delicious.
I'm saying, but if you go there in July and they're like, oh, you know what? Sorry, we've run out today. We don't have as much of it because maybe they don't stock as much of it throughout the year because they don't sell as much. Maybe it gets super popular this time of year. Fine, but keep it on the menu. Maybe you take down the amount of stock you give to each store, but they still should have it at least as an option for you so you can hopefully get it.
I think last year, the year before, I did a review of fast food fish sandwiches, and I was pleasantly surprised by Steak and Shake. They really surprised me.
I forgot about that.
With their fish sandwich. It was very good.
Good and crispy?
Good and crispy. I liked it very much. You know, you got
breaded or battered?
Battered.
Ooh.
You also have, you know, the traditional fish places like Captain D's.
Oh, you know.
I love Captain D's.
I've been thinking about Captain D's since you started talking about fish.
It's not Captain D's. It's Captain D's.
Captain D's.
Captain D's.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's the way I say it.
That's the way it should be said, Timmy. Just like he does.
Well,
just like
it
he
is.
does.
Okay, that's fine. Captain. You've seen it.
Like
I've seen it.
Like the Crunch. Captain Crunch.
Like Cap and Crunch.
Right.
It is Captain, but if we like that term, that's good. But I want one of those. I think there needs to be more in Central Ohio. We need one in the Hilliard-Rome area, a Captain D's.
Can I tell you what's available all the time? You may not see it on the menu all the time, but it's there all the time at McDonald's. They will do a double fillet of fish.
It's a lot of fish.
But you know what? If you want to really sink your teeth,
I guess so. If you really want that.
No, I think the double is actually good because I find myself wanting more with just the regular fillet of fish.
well, I ordered 2 sandwiches because I'm a fat ass. But if you really want that mouth bite experience,
yeah, then make it a double.
Make it a double.
Yeah.
They'll do it all year long.
Double the fish, double the cheese.
How do you guys feel about the fish at just like a Long John Silver's? Where does that rate for you? Because I
enjoy
like it. I like it a lot.
It's no Captain D's.
It's no Captain D's.
Oh, wow.
It's poor man's Captain D's.
Shots fired.
Where was I? Down in like Gallipolis? Is that how you say that town? Down by the river in southeastern Ohio?
I'm not sure.
Is it do we say the S?
I think it's Gallipolis.
Gallipolis?
No, it's Gallipolis. Yeah.
Gallipolis. Teddy, you would know.
Teddy spent a month there one night.
He sure did.
Baby.
That's a good old Ohio River town right there.
Yeah.
We were on our way back from the beach and just had a feast at the Captain D's. Shut that place down.
Did you?
That town. Yeah.
Here's another thing. We were talking about food rules the other day. Why have we chosen to make hush puppies exclusive to like fried fish meals?
You got me on that.
Hush puppies are delicious.
They're every time.
And I don't know why I can't have a cheeseburger and a side of hush puppy.
I don't either. It boggles the mind because they are one of the best things that's ever been created. Now, I do a thing. I don't know if this is what's recommended. I like to dip them in the cocktail sauce.
Well, what? That sounds delicious.
It is delicious. It's great.
I like tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce is good too, of course. But I'll tell you, I have to be in the right mood. But Long John Silver's, at least, I'm sure Captain D's does it too. Captain D's. They probably do it too, where you can get like a dozen of those hush puppies for, I don't know, a couple bucks. They don't cost a lot to make. They're just deep fried dough, essentially. I have taken just one of those down. I've ordered that and a drink and said, good enough, and had that as a meal. And then I wake up in the morning and just like, I have no moisture left in my body. It's all salt, but it's good. I love it. I would eat those things all the time.
There's only 2 Captain D's in the metro area.
Yeah.
Got one in Whitehall and one on Innis Road.
Okay.
Captain D's.
That's why, again, there's a few more Long John Silvers around. That's why I go to those, because they're available.
Timmy, I think you and I need to make a pilgrimage to the D's.
Looks like we're going to Whitehall.
Teddy, wasn't that nice to not get invited on that lunch?
Yeah.
That was really sweet of them.
Oh, well, we can
Such
all
friends.
go.
No, Timmy, you and I got to go to D's. Okay.
I'm sorry. You're
Take
right.
your
That
trip
was
to D's.
You did. You cut them right out of
That
the
was
deal.
not inclusive of me. I'm very sorry. You know, it's just like hockey's for everyone, fish is for everyone.
If anything,
Matt Fishman is for everyone.
If anything,
No, he's not for everyone.
I shouldn't be invited. The 3 of you should go, and I should be the tag
Teddy,
along.
You can come along. Timmy,
Well,
I should
Timmy,
say.
you are the tag along.
Of course.
No, but you're in.
Let's keep it that
No,
way.
we want you in. That's fine.
What is the what was the other spot that is on the east side, but not too far from where our old building was? And you guys would go there. Was it a sandwich shop
Mr.
out there?
Hero.
Mr.
I don't know if
Mr.
it's
Hero.
still, I don't know if that one's still
No,
around.
they opened
He
up.
always
That
here.
is still around, and
Oh,
they
it is.
opened up new locations.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they've added to them. I'm just saying, I don't know if that one is that specific place we
I
went.
don't know if I've ever had a Mr. Hero sandwich.
A Roman burger.
Roman burger, very good.
Change your life.
You get
Very
the burger
good.
there?
Well, it's like a sub burger.
Timmy, you've never had a burger
It
like
actually
this.
has
Really?
they call it Italian luncheon meat on top of the burger.
What is that?
Well, you're going to eat it and find
You're
out.
going to find out.
A combo meat.
It comes
All right.
on a sub-sized bun, Timmy. So it's multiple hamburger patties laid out like it was a sub
Yes.
with lunch meat on it. and then cheeses and whatever other toppings.
I do love a burger with a pastrami on it. We know that.
There you go.
All right, Gary Bettman doing something stupid. I swear we'll talk about it next. Plus, NFL players spill the beans. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slow traffic is causing a 10-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 17th Avenue. And there's a couple-minute delay on southbound 315 between Kinnear Road and 3rd Avenue. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. Falling behind on your electric bill? At AEP Ohio, they're here to help you. If you need more time, want to set up a payment plan, or prefer more predictable average payments, they have you covered. Visit aepohio.com/bill help today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive that start at $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here. Let's talk about getting you back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. You need to know your T level, so get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be your answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book the appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Save a good deal more at Meijer during the 7 for $7 sale going on now. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like Meijer frozen vegetables, Bush's beans, Red Gold canned tomatoes, Meijer facial tissue, and Powerade sports drink. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Now that's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit lindsayhonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, it's Anthony, and I've got a fitting personalized for you. From the moment you walk in the Good Feet store, they're going to take the time to understand your unique lifestyle, your daily routines, and most importantly, the pain that brought you in to see them in the first place. If your feet ache after a long day or that discomfort starts radiating through your knees, your hips, your back, I've been there. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And they're working for me. I walked all over the place in New Orleans covering the big game. I was loving it. I literally was walking for miles around the French Quarter, Canal Street, everywhere, because I had my personally fit arch supports in my shoes. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. I want you to be one of them. Go in, take the free test walk. They're immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
Hey friends, Beamer here. And last week I told you I'd be down 50 pounds. And guess what? I was right. Not only did I hit it, I blew past it. I'm now down 53 pounds, all thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Another 4.5 pounds last week alone, and I'm barely 3 months into the program. Some plans have you drop 4 or 5 pounds in 1 week, but still to be losing like this 12 weeks in, that's pretty wild. And you know what? Honestly, it's been pretty easy. No workouts, no skipping out on life, no injections. I lost 53 pounds by just eating to lose weight with Awaken 180. That's it. I listen to my coach, make a few adjustments here and there, and keep watching the number on the scale drop every week. Maybe you're rocking a size 55 pant and want to see a 48 again. Maybe you're rocking a 44 pant and want to see a 38 again. Maybe you're swimming in triple XLs and thinking about life in an XL. Trust me, you can do it. Awaken 180 is simple, the coaches are awesome, and there's really no work involved. You can make the call today, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. We officially have a full house at the NFL Combine. The offensive linemen were the last positional group to arrive to the facility. So as of today, everybody's in Indianapolis. So far, it's all just behind-the-scenes orientation, medical exams, team interviews. But the action, if that's what you want to call it, actually gets underway tomorrow. D-line and linebackers are the daily special tomorrow. They will be the first to actually have an on-field workout. I hope you're a night owl because Ohio State and USC play a basketball game at 10:30 this evening. We'll have the coverage right here on The Fan. Timmy Hall is going to get you warmed up starting at 9:30. Paul Keels and Ron Stokes will then take over at 9:45. Then make sure to stick around after the game where Timmy will shut things down with the post game, and he may even interview Mark the Shark to get his thoughts. This update is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. With a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews, the choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Happy Wednesday. It is Wildcard Wednesday. Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. Gary Bettman, before we do other things. Gary Bettman has said this summer for the NHL draft, for the first time, he's going to be introducing all of the first-round picks, like Roger Goodell does for the NFL. I don't know why.
Good luck.
Look, I don't know why we have to do everything like the NFL does it. All right? To me, there's something kitschy about, the teams coming up and, like, JD has done this. Like, we want to thank all the Blue Jacket fans at Boston's Pizza, man.
Yeah.
Look, you can think maybe that's low rent. I think that's kitschy. If the Winnipeg people want to thank Winnipeg Hooters for hosting their draft party. All right? And then you get a guy like Billy Sarin who comes up.
Yes.
Blue Jacket select Adam Fantilli.
Did they use his full name? When they drafted him, they go, Adamo Fantilli.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I like that. That's kitschy. It's part of your tradition. Instead, you got Goblin Man coming up there.
Oh, and he's going to...
Getting booed every single time.
He's going to get booed. And then what he's going to try to do... Like, Roger Goodell has now made this a thing, right? Where he goes out there and he's like, hey... And then, of course, they boo him. And then he's like, come on, it's not good enough. You're not booing me loud enough. See, I'm okay with this. I'm an oligarch, and I'm loving it. Like, it's just... That is Roger Goodell, but it's the NFL. He can kind of do whatever he wants. They are a monolith. They are different than anything else in sports, right? Does the NFL do things, Mike, that every other sport would probably say, if we tried that, it wouldn't be as successful, right? Don't they have things like that all the time? They're constantly tweaking the game. They're always changing the rules. They're messing with things they shouldn't mess with. They pay their players less than any of these other major leagues pretty much, and yet they do the best business of anyone out there. You can't, Gary Bettman, think that that you're not going to get booed, because you will. Number two, that you will be able to play it off. Roger Goodell's not great at playing it off, but he's got 1,000 times more charisma than Gary Bettman does. Am I wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Gary Bettman is going to walk out there and be like, come on, bet me some more, guys. And they're going to, like, actively be jumping on the stage. Like, You cannot go out there and do this. Let your teams go do their fun thing.
Well, they're not going to have the teams travel anymore. That's the problem.
That's good.
You know, because they would take up the entire floor of whatever arena they were in. Each team would have their own little station. You know, now they're not going to do that anymore.
Right. Again, we're going to do it just like the NFL, except not at all like the NFL, because the NFL has all their guys don't travel, right? They're back in their rooms.
Correct.
But you do get a lot of people on the ground there. You get a lot of the fans there. Do you think they're going to get, how many people came out for that Nashville draft that they did, or Kansas City? Weren't they estimating it was in the hundreds of thousands of people that came out for that?
Oh, the NFL draft you're talking about.
Yeah, NFL draft, right.
Didn't they have 1 million people in Detroit?
Yeah, right. I mean, they had a ridiculous amount of people. I'm saying they're not going to ever get anywhere close to that with the NHL draft. No offense to the NHL draft. It's just not the same thing. Nothing is. So I don't know. I'm with you. I like them shouting out what did you say? The Winnipeg Hooters?
Whatever. Hey, thanks to our fans. You know, they're gathering up at Tom, Dick, and Harry's Last Resort, and they want me to tell you that they got Miller Lite specials all night long.
That's great.
Push the fish. It's about to turn.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea that the Winnipeg Hooters is just like, you're welcome, honey. How are ya? How's about that, eh? Get over here. Yeah. That's what I want to see. Cut to the Winnipeg Hooters. Let's take it live.
All right, Wildcard Wednesday. What do you got, Boner?
This one comes from Johnny, who says he worked at McDonald's in high school, and that Bone is right about the buns.
No, I know that the Filet-O-Fish buns are treated differently.
They have a steamer.
Yes.
He said, same bun as the burger, though. Just a burger bun is toasted.
I understand.
That bun is steamed.
But first of all, I'm a big McDonald's fan.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we try the steamed buns on the burgers?
I'm with you.
Like, let's try. I know you like to toast it. And when you toast it, though, it flattens out a little bit.
It does.
You know, and I know you get that nice little whatever the hell you get.
Well, have you seen how they have that little machine where they slide them through?
Right.
I've watched a lot of videos on the behind-the-scenes workings of fast food restaurants. I just now realized this. This is a problem for me. I do that a lot, Ted. I may have an issue. But yeah,
you got a lot of issues, but that ain't one of them.
They have a thing that kind of like butters the bun and like toasts it all at one little swipe there as they drop it through, and then that's what they put your sandwich on. But yeah, that bun steamer thing, I bet you could request that, couldn't you?
Well,
no, okay. Let's say you go to I have a McDonald's I go to regularly, and then I have my road game McDonald's, right? Like the McDonald's that I go to in Marysville, I go at least 2-3 times a week. Those people, I see them often enough that I've gotten a little bit of like, oh, hey, from them when I come through.
Hey, Phyllis, do me a favor. Can you steam my bun? You know, the thing that you use for the Filet-O-Fish, I'd like it on my Quarter Pounder. Can you steam my bun?
Here's number one. Here's what you have to do. I feel like this is a walk-in, not a drive-through. You walk into the restaurant and you say, hey, how's it going? How busy are you guys right now? I saw the line isn't too bad out there. Question for you. I really love the bun on the Filet-O-Fish. Can you make me a burger, but use that bun? Don't even say, like, can you steam the bun? And like, don't tell them how to do their job. Just say, can you make one like the way you do the Filet-O-Fish, whatever bun that is? Can you do that for mine? And then they may go, oh, we actually steamed the bun, sir. And they'll be like, great. Can you do that for me? And see what they say. They might say, sure. And then give you the same old sandwich. But maybe they'll do it for you. What's wrong with the little optimism is all I'm saying.
All right.
What's wrong with it?
The NFLPA, they do a survey every single year. They ask their members to rate different aspects of the organization they're a part of. Last season, the Bengals did not do well. They have different categories. Treatment of families, food/dining area, nutritionist/dietitian, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, and ownership. Now, looking at these, I'm going to go into more detail about, who got the best scores, worst scores. But I'll tell you, the team, and it's not just, you win, you get better scores. That's not the way it is. Because last year, we talked about the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, and I think they got Fs, F minuses.
They had everything. It was like one or two things where they were like, like the coaching staff, A's. But then everything else.
Like ownership, F minus.
Yes, everything else sucked. They hated it.
The team that gets the best results across the board is the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, so
okay.
Arthur Blank and the Falcons, you're doing a hell of a job. Treatment of families, A. Food dining area, A. Nutritionist, A. Locker room, A+. Training room, B. That's their lowest score. Training staff, A-. Weight room, A+. Strength coaches, A. Team travel, B+. Head coach, A+. Ownership, A+.
Chick-fil-A concession stand on Sundays, F. Closed.
Well, I'm just saying, across the board.
Other than that, they do great.
But you know what? Looking at some of these teams on here, you would think they'd be rated higher than they actually are because a lot of them have stable ownership. You look at them like, oh, look at this team. They make the playoffs every single year. They're rock solid. But the report card tells a different story. We'll talk about one of those teams that Jen Winters roots for.
Oh.
Coming up next.
Oh.
Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 from Grandview Avenue to I-70. We also have a 5-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Sawmill Road and 71. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Skyway is back at Skyline Chili for 2 weeks only. Order a Skyway today and get 50% extra cheese at no extra charge on your regular or large 3, 4, or 5-way at participating locations for a limited time.
Meet the new Monopoly Bonus Spectacular Scratch-Offs from the Ohio Lottery. Scratch off greenhouses to reveal winning numbers for a chance at over $113 million in total cash prizes. That's a spectacular amount of winnings. 5 games from $1 to 20. Multipliers from 5 to 100 times. Chance bonuses and top prizes up to $1 million. When you play the Monopoly Bonus Spectacular Scratch-Offs, what you find under a greenhouse could change everything. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
And today, Pella's excited to announce our 100-year anniversary.
Cut! Leslie, you accidentally said 100 years.
Not an accident, Wilson.
What?
When you do the windows that look the best, you tend to stick around for a while.
I can't compete with that. Buy from her.
Get the windows that have been around for 100 years. The windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, so you save on all the crunch, all the flavor, all the just pick goodness you love. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop with new low prices on apples, carrots, lettuce, celery, and more. Enjoy fresh savings on fresh produce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Black history is American history. In this Black History Month, the Ohio Education Association is celebrating the many Black Ohioans who have shaped our past and who are paving the way for a brighter future for all of us. I'm OEA President Scott DeMar, and as a high school social studies teacher, I've seen how important it is for our students to receive a full and honest education so they can become better critical thinkers. Join the Ohio Education Association in standing up for our students' freedom to learn.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and a few storms and temperatures right around 50 degrees on this Wednesday. Overnight, we'll see the showers and any thunderstorms tapering off down to around 40 and breezy and dry by Thursday morning. During the day, however, we'll only gain a few degrees, getting back into the mid-40s with more scattered late-day showers into Thursday night. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
No filler guests, no intelligence, and most of the time, no sports. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Combine going on. Duke Tobin talked a good game at the Combine yesterday, saying the Bengals want to give Jamar Chase the richest contract ever given out to a non-quarterback. That's all well and good, but nothing has been agreed to yet. But it's almost like he's laying the groundwork for, if we don't get something done, it's not our fault, it's his.
Okay.
Well, don't you get that read?
No. I'm saying that always makes me nervous when you have organizations who are like, hey, I just want you to know ahead of time. We did everything we could. And it's like, yeah, except get the deal done.
Right.
Like, I understand why they have to play that game. I understand they want to get the best deal for the organization, and they have to save face with the fans if it doesn't happen. And to be clear, it could happen for a variety of reasons that a deal doesn't get done with a player. I'm not saying this specific situation where you could have a team do everything right and a player just say, yeah, sorry, I just didn't like your offer, and I don't like you. I don't like your face. And you're just like, all right, well, I can't. We made the best offer we could. I'm limited by what ownership lets me do, etc. But yeah, I would rather hear, oh yeah, things are working fine. We're good. We're feeling great about where we're at, and we'll get a deal done. I'd rather hear little clipped statements like that as opposed to everyone should know we've put the best deal out there possible. It's not on us if it doesn't get done.
NFL players have come out with their annual report cards for the teams they play for. The Bengals players in the category of treatment of families have given the Bengals an F-.
Ooh. Oh. No.
This is something you and I talked about before the show. Look, you can't always control everything. Sometimes you can't control facilities. Sometimes maybe your weight room isn't up to par. Maybe it's on the list of things to remodel, but it hasn't quite gotten there. Maybe you hired the wrong dietitian. That needs to be changed. But there are very simple things like treatment of families, or at least the illusion of how you treat families. That should be something you score an A+ in every single time. And I don't understand. All that takes is a little bit of effort and some pleasantness. That's all that takes.
Sure.
The Bengals get an F-. Food dining area, Bengals F. Nutritionist / dietitian, they get a C. Locker room, which they've newly remodeled, A+. So congratulations on the locker room.
Right.
Training room, B+. Training staff, A-. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, A-.
And by the way, a lot of these where it's like the strength coaches or the training staff, they would ask the players a question like, do you feel like you get an individualized strength plan? And then based on whatever percentage of the players said, yes, I do, they would rank that with all the other teams and say, all right, 65% of your players, let's say, said they do. That ranked 10th out of all the NFL teams or whatever the numbers would be.
Team travel, A-. Head coach, A. ownership C. So as bad as those first two were for the Bengals, they actually made improvements over last year. The Browns cannot say such things.
No.
Browns, treatment of families, D+. Now, it's not the F- the Bengals got, but clearly some improvements can be made.
Well, they talked about where the Browns, I guess one of the issues that the families or the players brought up was that the coaches get to meet with their families after the game in a room inside the stadium. That's where their families can wait for them and get to meet them. The players' families have to meet them in a tent in the parking lot, which I'm sure it's a nice tent. I'm sure it's heated as best as it can be. It is a tent that is literally on the banks of Lake Erie in October, November, December, and January. Doesn't seem like that's the warmest environment to have your young children or your spouse or your parents or whoever's there.
Dome. Brook Park Dome for the families.
You're right. That's it. They're holding the players hostage. Say, well, help us get this dome built and you'll have all the space you want.
Food/dining area, C-. Nutritionist, B-. Locker room, F-.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they need to build a new stadium.
Got to build a new stadium. It's just too old. Now, one of the complaints that the Browns players brought up was that, because they asked him a question of, do you feel like you have enough space for yourself in your locker room, like in your personal locker as a player? And they said 35% of players answered that question yes. So that means the vast majority of players say, no, I don't have enough space for myself, which I know that players have differed in sizes over the years, like guys get a little bigger or whatever. How do you not have a locker room that's big enough to house all your players so that they're not jammed into tinier lockers?
It's outdated infrastructure, and that's why a new dome stadium is needed. Training room, D+. Training staff, C-. Weight room, A. Strength coaches, B+. Team travel, D. Now, again, treatment of families, team travel. These are two things that you don't need new facilities to address.
That's fair.
This is just you doing your job properly. Team travel, D. Head coach, C. Ownership, C+. So they took a hit year to year. But if you look at let's look at the ownership specifically, okay? Here are the teams that did the worst in ownership. Arizona Cardinals, D-. Carolina Panthers, D-. New York Jets, F. That's Woody Johnson.
And the Suns, to be clear. What's Brick? One of the sons that likes to play video games, tell his dad
that's
what their Madden rating is for a player they're looking at.
New England Patriots, Bob Kraft, D.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers, D. As a matter of fact, when you look at the Steelers overall, let me go back up here. I'm on a screen that's giving me a hard time.
This is good.
I know. Bear with me. Pittsburgh Steelers, treatment of families, C-. Food, B-. Nutritionist, C+. Locker room, D. Training room, C+. Training staff, B. Weight room, C+. Strength coaches, C-.
All right. I mean, I guess what I would look at with, any of these organizations ultimately is what's in your control year to year, like you talked about with travel, family, stuff like that. And what are things that are just a little bit hard to deal with? Like I would guess the Chiefs, for example, probably their facilities, given they play in, how old is Arrowhead now? Like 60 years old?
And they're going to build a new place.
Okay. But I can understand if the players are like, yes, once again, they've tried their best with that locker room, but it's a physical limitation to how much you can renovate that stadium before we just have to say, yeah, it's not great. I don't know this for any fact, and they don't do this with college players to my knowledge. But I would go out on a limb and say that if you went to Ohio State and asked the players about the locker room in Ohio Stadium compared to some of the other locker rooms they've seen from their friends who play elsewhere, do you think the Ohio Stadium locker room is great? Because I can tell you, have you seen videos from in there? It's tiny. It's not the biggest, fanciest locker room in the world. It's in a 100+ year old building. Like some of those things you cannot change, right? So I would guess at Arrowhead, it's probably tough to get that. The Brown Stadium is older. They obviously want a new one. It's tough to change that. But what can you change and what are you doing to address it if the Browns, the Bengals, teams like that aren't doing everything in their power to change that? especially when you can't necessarily go out and fix your Deshaun Watson debacle. Well, you should make it so the players are glad that they're there. You should make it that the travel is as good as it can be. It's a joke that they haven't figured that out.
And again, I understand, having some restrictions as to your stadium. But the Arizona Cardinals on here, treatment of families, D+. Food dining area, D-. Locker room, F-. Training room, D-. Weight room, F. How can their facilities be so bad?
The weight room, all that stuff, that's at wherever your off-site is, not your stadium typically, right? I mean, you would think every year and just say, we got to upgrade the weight room to make sure it's the best in the NFL. And I'm sure that is also highly competitive. I'm guessing if either of us or any novice gym attender went into a Browns weightlifting facility, we would say, oh my gosh, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But for NFL players who've been in multiple facilities and seen the best of the best, it's going to be tough to keep up, but that's what you got to do if you want to make your team great, and if you want to get some players to show up there that are maybe going to take a little less to play for you because your organization's awesome. That's what the Browns should be thinking about.
All right, so if you go to NFLPA.com, you can read the entire survey and some comments. And look, is this the be-all, end-all? No, but this is the way your employees are grading the boss, essentially. And these teams take it seriously. I know they do, because they make changes when they can. The good ones do.
Yeah.
The bad ones just say, well, what are you going to do? I'm a bunch of ungrateful idiots.
Well, the owners should take notice of that and make the changes. They have to.
Wildcard Wednesday.
Easy enough. Let's see. I have got this from this is from Man's Droopy Sack.
Oh,
who said,
it is droopy.
Said, my guys, what's the most uncomfortable purchase you've made in person? This weekend, I went and bought a tarp, chains, and padlocks, and I felt like the FBI was watching me the entire time. I can tell you the one that I made that's silly now in hindsight.
What?
When I used to work for the Christian radio station, I signed a contract there. A morality clause was in the contract that said I could not drink alcohol in public. And when I signed this contract, I was a 19-year-old church kid who had never touched a drop of alcohol in my life. But after I had worked there a few years, I became old enough to drink it legally. I started dating someone who enjoyed alcohol. And so we went to a Giant Eagle and purchased alcohol. And again, totally allowed. Most religious people don't even have a problem with that. But the religious people I worked for did. And so when I tell you, I walked through this Giant Eagle, like I felt like I was in Soviet Russia, like all the cameras were trained on me. I felt like there was going to be someone from the station that was going to pop out and see me. It literally was my job. If they found out I was drinking alcohol, they could have fired me for it. So that day when I bought that, no one thought anything of it, but I was terrified, petrified of buying beer at a Giant Eagle because of that job.
When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a rock star for Halloween, and I wanted a pair of pleather pants. Well, you couldn't just go online and buy pleather pants like you can now.
Yeah.
So I went to the mall. There was this one store in the mall. All it sold was women's clothes that had pleather pants. Wow. And I had to go in there and say, what women's size do you think I would be? And then they helped me try on pleather pants.
That's you know what? I presume that's where a lot of rock stars got their pants.
Well, I'm just saying it was very awkward and uncomfortable, but I was dedicated to the costume and I got some good results out of it.
There you go. Nice.
I can't fit into those pleather pants anymore.
Well, that's
a hole in the bunghole.
Not enough room there.
Fat Boy Food Tap in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident if you're traveling on Alum Creek Drive near Refugee Road. And you're going to hit a 10-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Save a good deal more at Meijer during the 7 for $7 sale going on now. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like Meijer frozen vegetables, Bush's beans, Red Gold canned tomatoes, Meijer facial tissue, and Powerade sports drink. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Now that's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
A Tim Hortons treat with Nutella is the perfect way to add a little joy to your day, whatever your day brings. Imagine reading your book with a smooth hazelnut mocha iced cap topped with Nutella, or tackling your to-do list with a delicious croissant filled with Nutella and whipped sweet cream. And when you're heading to the office, grab a hazelnut mocha iced coffee with cold foam, because there's nothing better than combining that irresistible Nutella taste with your favorite Tims. Treat yourself with the Nutella lineup, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants, naturally and artificially flavored.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive that start at $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Off Topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
On campus, all the news and notes you need coming up at 4:46. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer 1 hour from now. And by the way, Rimmer will be two-timing up with us this week, because Friday he will be in studio in the 5 o'clock hour because, of course, the Blue Jackets getting ready for the big outdoor stadium series with Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Their home and home starts tomorrow night. They're in Detroit tomorrow night. And then back here, Horseshoe Saturday. I think we're going to have something like 5 hours of pregame coverage here on The Fan. And, of course, the game will be here on The Fan.
I think, are we broadcasting from here or from out there? I feel like there's some out there going on. Yeah.
Out
so
there.
That'll be good, too.
Yes.
Exciting.
Or bad.
Whatever.
I hope we don't have technical issues is all I'm saying.
Well, I know. That's, for those who don't know, Evil Bald Colin is one of our technical gurus around here. And,
he's been if he's on the case, then I have no worries.
Well, this is what's crazy, right? I mean, because, we work with these guys every day. We see Panama Ted here every day. Ted is a technical genius, but to us, he's Ted, right?
I don't know if I'd say technical genius.
Okay.
I mean,
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Colin, technical genius, knows what he's doing.
I'll say him technical genius.
Okay. So the NHL comes in and they're like, oh, we got to do our broadcast from Ohio Stadium. And they said, yeah, we want to have this and that and all this other stuff. And where do we put all this stuff? And the Jackets are coming in. And they all looked around. They said, who can show us how to do this? Who is the wizard that can make all these electrical connections occur? And they called us and Fish pointed him right to Evil Bald Colin and said, Colin's going to be your guy. And Colin said, I could show you how to do it, but it's probably just going to be easier if I just show up and run it all himself. So Colin is the one. If it doesn't go off, don't blame Colin. Colin's the one, though, who has been entrusted with trying to put everything together for this thing. So I've
told Evil Bald Colin while he's in the press box for the game on Saturday night, he must sneak up behind Sean McDonough and twist his nuts into a pretzel. That's my only small request.
All right, that should be easy enough to do.
Fat Boy Food, yeah!
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
All right, I have a list that I'm sure will be decisive. That is the nature of lists, but it's from Delish.com, ranking fast food French fries. Are you ready?
Okay.
Number 13, In-N-Out. And right, I will acknowledge
they're a shoestring, right? They like a thin fry.
They're not that thin. No.
Oh, okay. Then I'm thinking of something else. My bad.
Steak and Shake does a.
That's right. Yeah.
Shoestring.
Okay.
They're fine. They're overshadowed by the burgers. They don't even think twice about the fries. Fine. And the same goes with number 12 on here, Shake Shack. I have no problem with that. They do a crinkle cut, but they don't change the oil enough. They taste greasy. Sometimes they don't season them enough. So I have no problem with that at 12.
Okay.
Number 11, Hardee's / Carl's Jr. It's been a while since I've had one of their fries.
Same. I can't even remember what kind they have,
Well,
to be honest.
if memory serves, it is more like a Wendy's where there is some skin on the fry. Okay. It's not a full, natural cut fry, but there is some skin on the fry.
You know what? I'm looking at them, and you're right. They do have a little skin on the fry. That's fair.
Number 10, Taco Bell and the nacho fries. Now,
it's a different category almost, isn't it?
I don't know. It's still a fry.
It is. You're right.
I will say this, though. I went to Taco Bell just a couple days ago, and I got myself an order of nacho fries. The nacho fries were lukewarm.
Oh.
And I thought at least I would make up for, they were flaccid too. At least I'd make up for it with a hot cup of cheese goo, because sometimes you get that goo and it's like molten lava.
That's what you want.
Room temperature.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, what'd they do? Just give you someone else's
I don't
order?
know. Not worth it.
Oh, hey, this guy didn't pick up his DoorDash. Let's just throw these fries into this guy's bag. That way we don't have to make some new ones.
Disappointed.
No, you got to get fries. I will say that. That's not a fair example of what those nacho fries can be. They can be a top 3.
They could
when they are fresh.
Properly.
When they're fresh, that's right.
Number 9. Now, I think this is my first real issue with this list. This deserves at least to be a top 5 fry. Arby's curly fry.
100% right.
Top 5 fry.
Should be up there. That's a travesty that they have it in the, 9?
9.
Joke.
Number 8, Burger King. You can talk about this, Bone.
Yes, you never go to Burger King. They're fine. They're a thicker fry, like they're a thicker version of McDonald's fry. I don't mind them, but also I don't think they're anything special. You can put them at 8. That doesn't bother me.
Wendy's is at number 7. You know, Wendy's used to do a thing. It was not long-lived. It was like, hey, our fries are hot every single time, and if not, we'll make you some new ones. Well, let me tell you something. I think that pledge went out the window. Because I've gotten quite a few over the last couple months that have not been hot and fresh.
Yeah, I will say, if we're adding in all the ways their fries are served in the restaurant, Wendy's should get extra credit, at least a top 5 consideration, for the fact that you can order them with Baconator toppings or with you can get cheese and bacon and all kinds of stuff on it. You can't get that at a lot of other places.
You're right.
If you're offering that to me, then I need to factor that into my fry debate. But yeah, just standard where they come, especially if they're lukewarm, not good at all.
All right, number 6. Five Guys. Now, I enjoy the Five Guys, even with its limitations. It's not the crispiest fries. Sometimes they're a little bit soft. I enjoy the Cajun seasoning. To me, that puts it over the edge. You don't have to get it Cajun.
Yeah.
You can just get regular. They're natural cut fries. They give you a nice portion. They are expensive. It's like $5 for a little fry. But I do enjoy the Five Guy fry.
I know the Five Guys people will go over the top, though, with the... Did you want fries with that? Awesome. We're going to dump half a gallon of fries in your bag and call it a medium or whatever, small.
Right.
I mean, I guess the volume part of that should be weighed, but just taking one of their fries and eating it, I'm with you. It is too often just a pile of mush.
It is soft.
I don't like a soft fry.
I'd
much rather a crispy fry. I do know they are fresh. I know they make them in the restaurant.
Yes.
Unlike some of these other places where they've been frozen.
Order.
That's fine, but... I don't care how you make it. If it doesn't ultimately taste better than the fries I get that are frozen and deep fried or whatever, I'm sorry, I don't care.
The Cajun fries are very salty. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night going like this.
Yeah.
But to me, it's worth it. Number 5. Now, I think this is the most overrated fry on this list. You and I have had this discussion. And them's fighting words. Tim's going to come in here and kick us both in the sack. And that is the Chick-fil-A waffle fry. I know a lot of you love the waffle fry because you like to have a vessel for the 9 pounds of ketchup that you're going to put on top of it. To me, this is an overrated fry.
I don't dislike a waffle fry. The problem is I want the middles of the waffle fries. I don't want the ends. I don't want the little parts where there's barely any lattice work. You give me a real, large... The one that's the middle slice of the potato is awesome. But that's why it's just wasteful. I can't... Half those fries, I'm like, I don't even like this. It's just like a big, thick piece of potato.
Number 4, and I think also this is an inconsistent fry. I think it's too soft on occasion. That's Raisin Cane's. They do a nice crinkle cut. Sometimes they're seasoned, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're crispy, sometimes they're not. Now, Timmy yells at me and says you have to order them extra crispy. I don't want to have to special order the fry.
Well, the other part is if you eat them in the restaurant versus take them to wherever you live or wherever you work, if you drive 5 or 10 minutes and then get them out and eat them, they're 9 times out of 10 going to be soggy because all the heat,
they're steaming
in there. And what you want is, I wish they put them in a separate thing from the chicken just so they could, like, get some of that heat off without just becoming a big pile of mush. So, yeah, have it be separate. I think it would be better.
Number 3. Now we're in the top 3. This is where the big boys play. Del Taco fries. Number 3.
Can't say I've ever had them.
We only have a few of them in the area. They're crinkle cut. I haven't had them in a while. I do like the fact that you can go there and get tacos. You can get Tex-Mex and then an order of fries.
Yes, that is a big thing with Del Taco is they have a lot of menu options for you, which I like.
It's a crinkle cut fry. This reviewer says, we're going to make a bold claim. No crinkle cut fries taste as good as the ones at Del Taco. They're exactly what we want. Crispy, fluffy, and perfectly salted. And unlike some of their competitors, cough, cough, they don't have the unpleasant aftertaste associated with old frying oil.
Okay.
I believe they're talking about Shake Shack with the old oil.
Okay. All right.
Number 2.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Okay.
Number 2. You know my thoughts on McDonald's.
You believe McDonald's to have the ultimate fry.
However, their choice at number 1, I'm not going to argue with it. Because I've talked about this being a sneaky good fry. And I don't think this place gets the recognition they deserve. I'm going to tell you what that place is coming up next.
Look at that. What a tease, Ted. Call the Marconi people right now.
It's like I'm a broadcast professional.
You're Ryan Seacrest.
Look at that. After the break. Cowan, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch out for an accident that's blocking the left lane and causing a 30-minute delay on southbound 315 between 670 East and Town Street. And we've got about a 25-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and Cook Road. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that with job site delivery as soon as same day, you can get what you need without losing valuable time. They help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fewer restrictions apply.
Save big on Post cereal or Kroger brand peanut butter. Select varieties are only $1.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at the Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on the Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Dream Bedroom event. I've been extra sleepy lately. Glad I made it here. You're in luck. IKEA family members save 15% on all bed frames and bedside tables.
Ooh.
Plus free shipping on small orders over $50.
Am I still dreaming?
It's for real. Save even more with buy one, get 50% off deals on table lamps, curtains, and more.
Nice.
Shop the IKEA Dream Bedroom event in-store or online today.
Offer valid 2/19 to 3/17/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/sleep for details. Restrictions apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
It's Wildcard Wednesday. Common Man and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. Before we get to On Campus, all the news and notes you need, we are doing from Delish.com the 13 best fast food fries. These lists are made to be decisive, and we have problems with them, but McDonald's is number 2. That, to me, is my ultimate fry. But if you want to have a sneaky winner that no one's going to expect, they've done it here with number 1. Their number 1 fast food fry, Rallies/Checkers.
All right. Yeah.
And it's a solid fry, man.
It's a very good fry.
But what I don't understand is this person who's doing this taste test clearly has an affinity for the seasoned fry.
That's right. It's a different fry than a regular fry.
But why are you putting the Arby's curly fry at 9?
I don't know.
But you're putting the Rallies Checkers seasoned fry at number 1.
And I will say too, on the curly fry thing, I like the fact this is my reason why I think the Arby's curly fry deserves to be like a top 3 fry. Because we've talked about how the Five Guys fries tend to be a little soggy sometimes, right? Or they're a softer fry. They're not fried to be crispy. And I feel like if you get the Arby's curly fry that looks like a spiral, like a spring, you know how you get those in every batch?
Yep.
Those tend to be a little more soft and mushy, and they're good in their own way. But then you get the little ones that just they're almost like a parentheses. See? You know what I'm talking about? You get the parentheses Arby's fry.
It's an extra long clipped toenail.
That one's usually very crispy.
Yes.
And then you get levels of variance in between. And so I like that within that French fry box, I'm getting a little bit of soft, a little bit of crunchy, a little bit of perfectly done, and all shades in between. That's why I think the Arby's fry is, if you're going to put a seasoned fry up there, I don't know how you don't put those curly fries in.
Now, let me ask you, is there a place on here that wasn't properly represented? We didn't see White Castle represented. I understand it's not a place, it's nationwide. We didn't see Sonic represented here. And I have seen some lists before. It's like a fry list, and they talk about Sonic Tater Tot. I'm sorry. It's a fried potato product, but it's not a fry.
That if you're going to include that, then we have to include those potato cakes that they have at Arby's that they just brought back, which, to their credit. No, that's a very different. You have to include McDonald's hash browns in that. I would take a McDonald's hash brown over half the fries on this list because I just like that as a thing better. But the question's French fries.
If we're going with a seasoned fry, and again, this is right up there with Checkers and Rallies and Arby's, when cooked properly, the problem is it's cooked properly like 10% of the time. And that is the Popeye fry.
Yes.
Seasoned
Popeye
fries from
great.
Popeyes. But
I agree with you.
Every time I get them, they're lukewarm at best. Once in a while, you get a really hot batch, and you realize why you keep ordering these things.
Right. And I will say, there sometimes runs into that problem, too, where they put it all. If you get, like, their tenders combo,
if you're getting a box,
they put it all together. And then if I leave that in a plastic bag, which they sometimes put it in, you take it home, you open it up, and then now the fries have become mushy because they got steamed. So we got to start figuring the steaming of the fries out. We got to get them out of the bag.
If you put them in a separate little baggie, then you wouldn't have that problem.
That's right, Ted.
You separate them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they give you, if you get something cold at Popeyes, right? They will give you, like, if you get some other product that they have that's not meant to be served hot, they'll give it to you in a separate little baggie. Put the fries in the paper bag and call it a day.
Also, I think, Culver's is a solid fry. That's just they're overshadowed by the cheese curds, in my opinion.
I agree with you. But they do give you a cheese cup for those fries, which is always instantly vaults your fry game up for me because I like a cheese cup.
On campus.
Common Man and T-Bones. On campus. The latest college sports news and notes.
Boom. Well, man, number 4, Houston in basketball, men's college basketball. They captured their second consecutive Big 12 regular season title on Monday with a 69-61 win over number 10 Texas Tech on the road. I mean, that's a huge deal. Texas Tech is one of the few teams that's bested Houston this year. Cougars now extend their nation-leading 13-game road winning streak by beating that Red Raiders team. They also become the first team in over a century, does Houston, to join an existing major conference and then go back-to-back regular season titles right out of the gate. The last team to do this was Idaho in the Pacific Coast Conference during the 1921-22 and 22-23 seasons. So, yeah, good job by Houston. And their star guard,
Clyde
you know him, you
Drexler.
love him. Nope. Milos Uzan scored 22 points. Teddy, we love Milos.
Another game for Milos!
My guy. Anyway, so yeah, they're great. They're doing awesome.
How's Clyde Drexler doing?
Another game for Milos!
That's exactly right.
What about Andre Ware?
Another game for Milos!
Different sport entirely.
Doesn't matter. North Carolina, sticking with basketball. Hubert Davis has been under fire there because the Tar Heels have not been great this year. However, it came to light this week that he actually signed a super secret contract extension through 2030. WRAL, which I believe is the TV station out of Raleigh, they broke this news that he had actually signed this back in December before anyone really realized how off the rails the season could get. In either case, he has hired, and the school has hired, former NBA agent Jim Tanner to be the GM of their team. Now, that term GM, we've heard it in football. We're seeing it in basketball, too. They used to call these guys like the head of personnel or whatever. It's with football. Isn't Mark Pantoni the Buckeyes GM of football, essentially?
I think so.
I don't know if that's his title, but like that idea of he's in charge of recruiting and figuring out the roster. Well, now look who they're hiring for this type of job. They're hiring a guy who's an NBA agent, a guy who's very familiar with NBA contracts and salary cap and things that teams have to deal with all the time. Now that guy's going to be working with North Carolina to essentially figure out, all right, we need to fill these gaps on our roster next year. We're losing these guys. These guys are not coming back. What is out there in the market? Who can we get, and what's the price tag we can put on them, and what are our boosters willing to do? So you see how, once again, college sports changing here, but that is what North Carolina is trying to do to right the ship for North Carolina. They're bringing for North Carolina to right the ship for North Carolina, whatever that means. Jim Tanner, NBA agent, now coming in to run basically their personnel department. And bad news for Duke's Tyrese Proctor, their best defender, junior guard, who's having a career year, hit the 1,000-point mark in this game. He was playing against Miami. Duke blew them out, but Tyrese Proctor left the game, had to be helped back to the locker room with a knee injury, so that is not good news. Keep an eye on that one. 6'5" combo guard who has been 12 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists per game this year, and shooting 44% from the field.
Thanks, Bone.
Another game for Milos!
More Wildcard Wednesday fun. Plus, Bone and I are going to get in the business of hiring cute children. Sounds dirty, but it's not. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 15-minute delay on westbound 670 from Leonard Avenue to Neal Avenue. And there's a couple minutes slowdown on southbound 71 on the north side between North Broadway and 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Are you turning 65? Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Great news! The Ohio State Health Systems and Mount Carmel Health Systems are in our provider network. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call. Call today, 1-888-76-AETNA. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area. Participating healthcare providers are independent contractors and are neither agents nor employees of Aetna. The availability of any particular provider cannot be guaranteed, and provider network composition is subject to change. Other physicians, providers are available in our network.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit LindsayHonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See LindsayHonda.com for details.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and last week I told you I'd be down 50 pounds, and guess what? I was right. Not only did I hit it, I blew past it. I'm now down 53 pounds, all thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Another 4.5 pounds last week alone, and I'm barely 3 months into the program. Some plans have you drop 4 or 5 pounds in 1 week, but still to be losing like this 12 weeks in, that's pretty wild. And you know what? Honestly, it's been pretty easy. No workouts, no skipping out on life, no injections. I lost 53 pounds by just eating to lose weight with Awaken 180. That's it. I listen to my coach, make a few adjustments here and there, and keep watching the number on the scale drop every week. Maybe you're rocking a size 55 pant and want to see a 48 again. Maybe you're rocking a 44 pant and want to see a 38 again. Maybe you're swimming in triple XLs and thinking about life in an XL. Trust me, you can do it. Awaken 180 is simple, the coaches are awesome, and there's really no work involved. You can make the call today, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Roll Up to Win is back at Tim Hortons. We're rolling out great prizes like a 2025 Ford Bronco, $500 daily jackpots, Xboxes, and more. You can earn rolls with your purchase of an eligible hot or cold beverage and favorite breakfast item. A whole new way to earn rolls this year. Visit your neighborhood Tim's and download the app for great food and more opportunities to roll up to win. No purchase necessary. Tim Hortons app required. See rules on app for details. Entered by 3/23/25. Sponsored by Tim Hortons.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. Everybody's getting ready to go for the NFL Combine in Indy. So far, it's all just behind-the-scenes orientation, medical exams, team interviews, blah, blah, blah. But the action actually gets underway tomorrow. D-line and linebackers will be the flavor of the day tomorrow, as they will be the first to actually have an on-field workout. Cody Simon shared what he wants the scouts to recognize in him as a player.
I hope they think that I'm a great linebacker, someone who's going to do his job at all times. He's going to be around the ball at every play. I love the game. I love playing football, and I think they love guys who love ball, so that's my goal. I hope I leave that impression on them and do my job.
15 Buckeyes in total are combining this week. Also, I hope you're a night owl because Ohio State and USC play a basketball game at 10:30 this evening. We'll have the coverage right here on The Fan. Timmy Hall is going to get you warmed up starting at 9:30. Paul Keels and Ron Stokes will then take over at 9:45. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Wildcard Wednesday. You can text the burner phone 614-787-3093, which is where this comes from. Sully says, my guys. Happy Wildcard Wednesday. I thought I had a perfect Valentine's Day dessert plan a couple weeks ago by surprising my wife with 2 of Common Man's favorite Van Leeuwen ice cream pints after putting our baby to bed. Unfortunately, we both walked away having preferred our favorite Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs.
Oh.
What's a product that's been highly recommended to you that you thought was underwhelming? First of all, Sully, it's a matter of taste. I'm aware of that.
Uh-huh.
But I also need to know which selections you chose because some are better than others. If you had the praline butter cake or the brownie cookie dough honeycomb peanut butter, whatever the hell they call it.
Sure.
And you were underwhelmed by that, then, tickle me stupid. I don't know what to say.
Well, it's different taste for different
I understand,
people.
but if you thought, well, I'll try the Earl Grey tea flavor.
Come on. Like if truly what you said was, I'm going to try this new ice cream I've never had, and the flavor I'm going to go for is tea flavored ice cream.
They have it. It's right there.
No, I know they do. But I'm saying that to me is one that you would go for if you are like, I've tried every other flavor and I've loved them all. You go to Jenny's, right? The first one you're going to get is like the green smoothie ice cream? No, you try something that looks palatable that you've had before from other ice cream. You get their twist on it. You see how good it is. You go, oh, this is great. Okay, I like it. Then you go for other flavors. At least that's how I roll. I'm not running into the first time I try an ice cream and saying, give me your weirdest flavor.
So, Sully, I'm very sorry that you didn't have a pleasant experience. But as far as things that have been recommended to me that I found underwhelming, everything. Game of Thrones, any movie, TV show, everything. Scrubs.
You never once have found like someone like Ted says, oh man, check out Reacher. And then you go watch like Jack Reacher and you're not overwhelmed. You don't think like, wow, it's better than I thought.
No.
Wow.
You got to go try this restaurant. It's so fantastic. It's fine.
Is that just because you find nothing to be enjoyable?
No,
or
I find things to be enjoyable.
Okay. So what do you think it is when someone recommends something? Because I've had people recommend something, and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And then I go, oh, my God, it's better than I thought.
It's not just the recommending. It's the overselling of it. Because normally when people recommend it, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, but
I'm done with the ice cream.
But when I hear people say that, like when I hear you talk about Van Leeuwen, right? I mean, I know that it's your favorite. Or is one...
It's one of my favorites.
It's rocketed into your top 5, top 3... depending on the flavor, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I know you, and I know that you don't make recommendations lightly. But if other people in my life who every 5 minutes are like, oh, my God, I just had the greatest thing ever. It's called a Ritz cracker. Have you ever tried those?
You do have to consider the source.
You have to think about who it is.
That's my problem with Teddy, is Teddy likes everything he watches. So when Teddy says, oh, man, this thing's great, he likes every show. He likes every movie.
No, but see... Teddy, still there is a very functional use for that. Because when Teddy comes in and says, I got to tell you, that thing sucked, then you know
it really
it
sucked.
is dog crap on dog crap.
Or if I just come in and say, it's okay.
Yes, even that. You're right. That gives you an idea that like, whoa, this could be bad because Ted. So you just have to know the person making the recommendation. No offense, Ted. But like if you said, oh, man, that new show, it was awesome. I'll probably check it out because I like you and I believe you. But then I may find it to be like not as excitable for me as it was for you. But that's okay. But if you tell me it's bad, I already know it's going to suck.
Is there a feeling worse, though, that when you really like something, you recommend it to somebody and then they don't have a good experience?
Yeah. You mean, is there a worse feeling than that?
Yes, because I take it personally then. I'll give you an example. A couple months ago, like we had somebody in here. I'm not going to say who it was, but you know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me for a pizza recommendation.
Yep.
I gave it to them in a particular area of town.
Okay.
Haven't seen this person in a couple weeks. I see him again. I say, hey, man, did you ever try that pizza? And the response was, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
And I felt so bad. Because either, they had it and they just don't like what I like, or it was cooked improperly. It was a bad representation of it. Either way, I felt bad.
No, see, I feel bad now because I'm just remembering over the weekend, you texted me out of the blue and said, hey, do you enjoy jazz? And I said...
No, I said, do you actively dislike jazz? Because actually, I asked Ryan Baker this question, and he vomits at the thought of jazz.
Really?
So I'm not going to say, hey, man, check this out.
No, I get that.
It may change your mind, but if you're indifferent or even lukewarm on jazz, then maybe I'll have you listen to something.
Yeah, and so you made a recommendation, and I just literally have gotten in the car each time and not thought to put it on.
I just assume you listened to it, hated it, and didn't say anything.
No, I have forgotten to listen to it, but I will. I do need to listen to it, and I will give you a report. Now, I will give you an honest one.
And that's what I want.
Yes, but I'm the same way where if someone... I have bands that I like. I'm wearing a band shirt right now. This band I like, Drug Church.
Church. I like them. Family band.
It's a commentary on society.
I'm aware of it, Bone.
Nirvana, not necessarily what that was about. Anyway, the point is, this band is like a post-hardcore band where the lead singer mostly yells the lyrics. So if I were to say to you, Mike, do you like a lead singer who yells a lot? You would say, nah, not really. It's not my thing. Okay, I'm not going to even ask you to listen to this.
That's right.
But I know like my guy Tyler, who's our, digital content producer here at The Fan, he loves post-hardcore bands like this. And so when I told him about this band, I'm waiting with bated breath to find out, does he like it or not? He comes back, he's like, dude, that Drug Church band was sick. And I'm like, all right, see, good. I thought you would like it, and you did. That's an important factor to all of this.
Bone and I are going to start hiring cute children.
Mm-hmm.
In late December, after a Spurs-Nets game in Brooklyn, Victor Wembanyama granted the wish of a young fan holding a sign asking whether he could swap jerseys with the French giant. The photo of Wembanyama holding a kid-sized jersey with the little boy holding the 7'4" center's game-worn jersey, which was nearly as big as the boy, instantly went viral. It was a feel-good story, right?
Of course.
Do a little jersey swap. Here's a little boy. Here's a big giant mang, whatever. Well, we found out that the little boy, well, not him, I'm sure his parent or guardian, auctioned off the jersey for $73,000.
Well, that's a conundrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that most people would look at $73,000 and say, don't need it. I just do it for the love of the game. I really just like this guy.
I understand, but Victor Wembanyama did post about this, just a crying emoji.
Yeah.
He was very upset about it. I don't know if he was really upset, but anyway, $73,000. I have a cute kid.
Mm-hmm.
You have, all your daughters are very beautiful, but if we're talking about cute, they genuinely have to be little.
Oh, no, I know. Like the only one we have,
one
we have,
little
we have
one
the
left.
5-year-old who's little, right?
Right.
Yes,
So we can use my 8-year-old who looks like a 4-year-old, and we can use your 5-year-old. We can go out and maybe we can get some jerseys thrown to us and we can auction them off. But eventually we're going to need more kids for this scam.
You're right.
So if you trust us, and you should, because we'll buy them a Coke and some French fries and show them a good time.
Boy, Teddy.
No, hold on a second.
You're going to get a van too?
No,
free candy.
Maybe we
need
we need a van just to hold all the kids, but that's just it's not for nefarious purposes. It's for practical purposes. Listen to me.
Where you get that van, Sergei Fedorov?
Looky here. You trust us. You listen to us every single day on the radio. You feel like you know us. You have a relationship with us. Lend me your kid.
Okay.
Just for the afternoon.
Okay.
Maybe an overnight trip. We may have to go out of town someplace.
This is feeling weird.
No, I'm gonna use your kid.
No.
To acquire valuables.
Still not good.
Then I will take those valuables, sell them, and give you a cut of the profits, Mom and Dad.
Why wouldn't they just do this?
Because they didn't think of it.
Well, you've given them the idea now. So they could just, good idea, Common Man. How about my kids stay with me?
Well, that's fine, but they just have one kid. I'm going to have an army of kids.
I see.
You know, once you give me your kid to use once, I give you a little sliver of the profit sharing for the whole thing.
This is a giant racket that you're getting us into.
Oh, it's a racket.
I see.
So anyway, drop your young child off at my residence tonight.
This is very...
If they have any dietary restrictions, just let me know in advance.
Teddy, he's going to say this, and one day someone is going to be like, hey, man, I heard you on the radio. And they're like, here you go. And then there's going to be a kid. And you're going to be like, why? I guess I called Child Protective Services now. I don't know what to do here. You did ask for this.
I know. I just think that'd be a good business, don't you think?
It's some kind of business. It would be. Is there a term, Teddy, where you take children and then transport them across state lines in order to do business? Isn't there a term for that? I think that's a term.
I don't know why you have to make this dirty.
I don't make it dirty. It's literally the definition of trafficking is taking people across a border to charge money for like business purposes.
I have the parents' permission.
Oh, that makes it better.
I'm just their, unrelated uncle, and we're going on a vacation together.
All right. I'll let you. You can profit immensely from this. I'm out. Shark Tank. And with that, I'm out.
You don't think I can walk in the tank with my army of children? You want to invest in my business? Who are these children? No, it's people I know, it's kids.
Feels
gave
like
them to me.
Mark Cuban would instantly be like, no, thanks. Who's the guy who ran like one of the clothing companies? Oh, I can't remember which one.
FUBU.
He'd be out.
Damon John.
The woman with the short hair, real estate lady, she's out.
Barbara. She's out.
But Mr. Wonderful would be like, tell me more.
Absolutely.
He would be like, you know what? I have a van as well, now that you've mentioned it.
A Michigan man is out of a job. Details next. So will I be soon. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to find traffic is stop and go and causing a 10-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Easton Way and 161. And we've got a 20-minute slowdown on southbound 315 between Ackerman Road and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring's going to be here before you know it. I know it feels cold now, but before too long, you're going to be outside running around, jogging, wanting to do golf, explore time with your family. Get outside and do the things you love. Just be active. And listen, a lot of my friends, they're asking me about QC Kinetics joint treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. And if you're wondering, maybe you could be a good candidate, let's see if the answer is yes to any of these questions. Quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other things. Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Check. Next, avoiding surgery, the pain, the downtime? Check. Most importantly, do you miss doing the things I talked about when the spring and summer are here? Check. Don't wait. If you answered yes to one or any of those, you'd be a great candidate. You can go in there, go to QC Kinetics, ask for their free consultation, find out what it's all about, learn about the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They've got locations in Dublin and Gehenna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus, or better yet, call 380-208-4544.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. Winner. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts, it's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Breezy and mild with scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder on this Wednesday. Temperatures running right around 50, down to around 40 by Thursday morning with breezy conditions, but will start off the day dry. Winds will increase during the day on Thursday, as will our chance of scattered showers. High temperatures reaching the mid-40s on Thursday afternoon. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
Happy Wednesday. It is Wildcard Wednesday. Michigan man is out of a job. Brian Griese, who I'd forgotten was the quarterback coach out in San Francisco for the 49ers. He is out after 3 seasons. So who knows if he goes back to broadcasting or being dull, whatever he does.
Broadcasting and being dull. You know what? I hope he's just like, it's time for me to do what I love, folks, and that is being dull.
Well, you know what? He's been an expert at that for many years.
He's got half the Big Ten quarterback award named after him. It is the Greasy Breeze Big Ten of the QB of the Year award.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
You're
it
right.
is.
That's
a very dull award.
And then he probably bores people where he's like, yeah, well, this one time when I was in Michigan, we had a road trip where everything went fine and we won the game.
He gets up there and he introduces you in a boring manner. Well, this year, JT Barrett was equally good through the air and on the ground. And for that matter, he is the Greasy Breeze quarterback of the year.
Also, Greasy Breeze just sounds like something that comes out of your anus.
Greasy Breeze makes me feel fine. By the way, is this his or is that Bob Greasy? Because Bob went to Purdue.
Bob. It probably is Bob, right?
Shoot.
I would hope it's Bob.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, because Bob went to Purdue.
I would have to think maybe it's just all the Greasies combined.
Greasy
right?
Breeze.
Why not just have it be both? Fada, son, and Drew Brees. Maybe Drew will have a boy that becomes a great quarterback and they can share it.
What happened to these pants? Sorry, I had a Greasy Breeze. I don't know what to tell you. My bad.
The very pants I was returning.
As for Brian, I know he did some broadcasting, and I know that he's had some personal growth in his life. He no longer drinks, which is very nice.
Well, that's okay.
However, he was more entertaining when he was on the sauce.
Is that right? I don't know. He strikes me as dull either way, but to each their own.
It's pretty dull.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh says Justin Herbert, his quarterback with the Chargers, is awesome. Quote.
We've never heard this from Jim Harbaugh before.
Quote. It's like being around greatness every single day. I would follow him to hell and back. I've never been around a competitor quite like him. Some great ones, but, no doubt in my mind that Justin Herbert is not only one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL today, but truly one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Yeah, but doesn't it ring a little hollow whenever he talks about anything or anyone that he is a fan of? Nobody's got it better than us at Michigan.
The
Remember
greatest
that?
of all time.
Remember he was saying that when they were like awful and they weren't winning a lot, and then he finally figured out that Connor Stallions knew all the plays, and then suddenly Michigan became awesome. But that whole thing about we're the greatest players, who's got it better than us? It was like lots of teams, Jim. He tends to go hyperbolic whenever he wants to describe something being good. He can't just say, Justin Herbert is one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, and I'm proud to work with him. He's my guy. No, he's got to go all the way to he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Let him win a few more games first, all right? Let's just calm down.
There's a rumor going around that Vince McMahon is starting a new wrestling company because he was pushed out of WWE, because he's a dirty criminal.
Yeah.
And that Fox was interested in Vince McMahon's new wrestling venture.
Okay.
People called Fox and said, "Hi, Fox." And then Michael J. Fox answered the phone.
Okay.
And then Matthew Fox was handed the phone.
Okay.
And they said, "I don't know where you got that information. We have no interest in any of that."
I bet you don't. Also, it sounds like this is something that Vince McMahon or his agent or whoever works with him leaked to the media that he was, starting this thing and that Fox is interested. It's almost like a false finish, Mike, where it's like, you think the guy's pinned and then suddenly he kicks out. Shockingly. Did Vince McMahon ever call any wrestling things like
1, 2, we got him. No, he didn't get him. He didn't get him.
Those rumors traveled along a greasy breeze. That's what happened.
Linda McMahon, wife of Vince, is the what is she? The Secretary
She's
of
the
Education?
Intercontinental Champion of America.
No. Elon's the Intercontinental champ.
Yeah, I tell you what, that guy. Did you see today?
Greasy breeze.
They had the joint.
They were holding the cabinet meeting.
It was a cabinet meeting. That's what it was.
Yeah,
and
it was a cabinet meeting.
Everybody's sitting at the table. They've got their suits on. They're sitting down. They're very prim and proper. And then Elon is standing there going, so anyway, I was thinking I was going to ignore all of my children. Hello. Hi, I'm Elon Musk. And,
also,
I run government now.
He's not a member of the cabinet.
But he's there.
He's there.
And he's standing up while they're all sitting down, telling them how it's going to be.
Hey, man. Good gig if you can get it. How do I get me some one of those?
I think you have to be the richest man in America. I think is what you have to, in the world, or whatever he is. He's something, right?
Is he still?
He's up there.
I don't know.
He's up there.
How you doing, Timmy?
By the way, it's Bob. We looked that up.
Oh,
Thank
Bob
you, Ted.
Greasy.
Bob Greasy.
Bob. It's Bob Greasy Breeze.
Bob. Bob Greasy Breeze. Sounds like a slushy drink, doesn't it?
I don't want any part of that.
Pina colada Greasy Breeze.
I want a Greasy Breeze.
Two Greasy Breeze. And
Greasy,
I want the little umbrellas in them, please.
Greasy Breeze, 3 Greasy Breezes. Let's go.
I think I'll have a Greasy Breeze.
Maybe Drew has a kid named Greasy. Greasy Breeze.
Oh, that'd be,
better than gold, silver, and bronze.
What if Brian Greasy has a kid also named Greasy? Greasy.
Slick.
It's pronounced Slick. They walk into kindergarten like, it's actually pronounced Grice. And you're like, oh, Grice, Greasy, spelled it. Okay, whatever. I don't judge. That's your name.
Google image a picture of Bob Greasy. The man used to wear glasses inside his helmet while playing football.
Oh, yeah.
Or they might just be the very, very new model of rec specs, but they look like
oh no, he's got a
thick framed glasses.
He's got a football card with like Coke bottle glasses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the Chris Sabo version of football.
Oh, it was a different era back then.
Different
Timmy.
time. Yep.
Yeah. It's an era where it was an honor to get shards of glass in your retina. It's like, yeah, that means we won. It's a great day.
Why would you get glass on the football field?
No, because you have glasses on and they hit you in the face and it shatters and explodes into your eyeball. And you're like, that's right. That's when men were men.
Well, I'm sure guys, taped up their hands and put bits of broken glass on the tape.
I'm sure they did.
Back in the day.
That was just called sportsmanship.
Hey, man, just getting an edge. Deacon Jones, he'd put a metal thing in his palm and slap you on the ear hole.
What do you think those purple people eaters did? The steel curtain? I mean, come on. These guys weren't playing around. It's no joke.
Is Biden here now?
Nope.
Back in my day, we wore leather helmets.
Well, football is a tough sport. It's an American game. Guys playing hard.
Grizzly Adams.
Guys are tough.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Theodore Roosevelt said football not going to be around. I mean, come on. Oh, went to Walter Camp.
Yeah.
All right, Wildcard Wednesday. Come on.
Let's see. Muggsy's Leaper says, my sausage jalapeno thin crust lovers. Do you two keep different waist size pants in your closet for the fluctuation?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
are you kidding?
If you don't, then good for you. Good for you. But yes, of course.
Yes,
we do.
I've got different suit sizes. I've got different pant sizes.
I'm guessing, Teddy, you've never had to do that, right? Like 2 different pant sizes? Like on purpose?
Well, I had to go down a size there a couple years ago.
Shut the hell up.
I still have the my bigger size.
What's your bigger size?
You kept
what was the waist on your bigger size jeans?
32.
Maybe.
It was your bigger size was a 32? What are you at now?
Look at the man.
I actually had 34s at one time. That was my biggest that I had.
Okay.
They were kind of big on me.
What a fat slob.
That was the biggest.
My God.
What a lard ass. So what are you at now?
My goodness.
It's down to 32.
No, 31, I think.
Oh, 31. Wow. You're getting in between sizes. Look at
Gonna
that.
get your jeans taken in.
Beautiful.
Because they're too big.
When you get to the lower sizes, then they have them more of those numbers. When you get bigger, then you have to skip one.
No.
So that's,
Yeah. Hey, you know what, though?
You're wearing a 30 right now, aren't you?
No, I can't get to a 30. Yeah, 31s, that's it, yeah.
Well, you like your clothes big. You can probably squeeze into a 30.
No, well, maybe.
But see,
I got big thighs.
You're not remembering.
Yeah, you got really thick thighs.
Yeah. They're painted on.
Teddy, Mike and I are used to pants that have built-in elastic waists. So, like, they flatter you by telling you the size is actually better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had elastic waist 30, you'd be in those no problem. I guarantee you.
Do you have spandex in those jeans, Teddy?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You got to have at least 5%.
They're softer. They're more comfortable.
What are we, amateurs?
Hey, you fooled me once. Walter Camp was an amateur. Just saying. And by the way,
I can't be fooled again.
All right, name dropping with Jeff Rimmer in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Hamilton Road and East Broad Street. And you're going to hit a 20-minute delay on westbound 670 between International Gateway and Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Visit The Waterworks online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's time for the biggest series of the year. Ohio State men's ice hockey takes on that team up north in the last home series of the regular season on Thursday, February 27th and Friday, February 28th. Get your tickets to this huge rivalry matchup at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Skyway is back at Skyline Chili for 2 weeks only. Order a Skyway today and get 50% extra cheese at no extra charge on your regular or large 3, 4, or 5-way at participating locations for a limited time.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Hey, Columbus, Jeff Rimmer here, back in Columbus for a little hockey and to visit my good friends at Buyers Volkswagen. Whether you want to buy, sell, or service your next Volkswagen, Buyers has all the options. Browse their entire inventory online at columbusvw.com or visit one of their friendly Volkswagen brand specialists. Or for more personal touch and exceptional experience, it's awaiting for you right there at Buyers. Come see why it's better to buy at Buyers Volkswagen. They're by the airport.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone's name dropping with the biggest name dropper of them all, Jeff Rimmer.
Sponsored by Buyers Imports by the airport.
Oh, he's getting ready for the outdoor game on Saturday. He is the legendary voice of your Columbus Blue Jackets. It's name dropping with Jeff Rimmer on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, Rims.
And I am extremely excited about getting on a plane tomorrow afternoon and coming to see you guys on Friday. And yes, the big game, the outdoor Stadium Series game before 90,000 plus. Saturday at 6 against the Red Wings.
Well, let's talk about the Red Wings because the Blue Jackets start their home and home. They're in Detroit tomorrow night. Red Wings, one of the hottest teams in hockey from a purely on-ice standpoint. Let's not talk about all the festivities this weekend. How do these two teams match up against each other?
Well, right now, you're right. The Red Wings are one of the hottest. I watched some of their game last night in between watching the Blue Jackets. And Detroit blew a game against Minnesota on the weekend, had a 2-goal lead and ended up losing in overtime, got a point. But Dylan Larkin, who's, of course, Zach Werenski's best friend, he is playing the best hockey. He is the captain of the Red Wings. They did suffer an injury to Kopp, who's out for the balance of the season. So they're kind of in a hole in that second center spot. They're getting solid goaltending from Cam Talbot. My problem with tomorrow's game, guys, is with such a big deal about Saturday, I don't want tomorrow's game to be a trap game. In other words, the Jackets thinking in terms of that big game and their excitement for Saturday, they've got to take care of business tomorrow night in Detroit at Little Caesars.
Well, Rims, I was going to ask you because I think that certainly is going to be a mental hurdle for them, but I was at the game last night and just watching this team when they're not in the middle of play, when they're out on the ice, skating around in between, stoppage and play, they're getting ready for a face-off. They just look so calm, cool, and collected compared to even the Dallas Stars, who are a great team. Does this team's maturity level surprise you, given how young this team still is?
I didn't expect it. I knew they were going to be better this year, but in all honesty, I did not expect to see the results and just the determination and the fact that so many, and I've talked about this all season long, all these kids came together at the same time. They're a young team. They're going to be together for a long period of time. But when you see a Marchenko, and he hasn't reached his ceiling yet, And to watch him now leading the Blue Jackets in scoring, tying his career high set last year, when you see an Adam Fantilli maturing and having watched Monahan and admitting watching Monahan how he went about his business earlier on the season before he was hurt. Zach Werenski taking a big step this year. Came to camp 9 pounds lighter after the unfortunate disaster and as we all look back on the start of the season and just the terrible situation with the Gaudreau brothers and how this team has responded in kind. I mean, it's just an amazing story, and it's the story in the National Hockey League, and quite frankly, it transcends sports. It is a story that is being discussed not only in hockey and in hockey circles, but around the sports world, and it's just a tremendous tip of the cap to the organization, not just the players, but management, the coaches, and everybody, and just how they've rallied around Johnny Gaudreau here this season. And we're not finished yet. There'll be some type of tribute of the Gaudreau family come Saturday at that game.
Rims, I saw that Chinakhov and Goodbranson were skating with the team recently. What's the timetable on those two guys?
I don't think they've determined the timetable yet, Mike, but the fact that they're back on the ice, I think, is a good sign. When Boone Jenner came back, the suggestion was that Goodbranson's 3 weeks behind because he suffered his injury 3 weeks after the Jenner injury before the first game for the Blue Jackets. And as far as Chinakhov is concerned, let's keep our fingers crossed. He's come back a couple of times and then had a setback, but the fact that here on consecutive days he's been on the ice, I think that's a good positive sign. But, hey, he is a player who has talent that is still somewhat untapped. We have been teased with just his ability to shoot the puck, his ability as a tremendous skater, and obviously both would be big assets. And then you have the situation, of course, as well here with Monahan, who's getting closer, and there hasn't been any definitive timetable on his return. But next Friday, this Friday, is the trading deadline. And with guys like Goodbranson and Chinakhov and hopefully Monahan coming back sooner than later, the Jackets make 3 additions without making a move here at the trading deadline. That's a positive.
Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer, brought to you by Rimmer's Friends, Buyers Imports by the Airport. You want to talk about your friends, Rims?
Absolutely. Talking to Kevin King earlier on today, the great general GM at Buyers Imports by the Airport. They've got a great deal going right now through Monday, March the 3rd. You can purchase or actually lease a 2025 Audi A3 Premium Quattro sedan for $399 a month, 36 months, with $4,999 down at signing. That having said, and I always talk about all the brands at Buyers Imports by the Airport, but it's your car. Don't forget, it's the service after. And with over 100 factory-trained technicians ready to take care of your car needs, it's Buyers Imports by the Airport.
Rims, you talk about trading deadline. We talked about Seth Jones a little bit last week, but some more has come out about him. He had some comments last night. He's just not happy being in Chicago. The problem is he's got 5 years left on his deal. He's got an AAV of $9.5 million. I know the Blackhawks will probably have to eat a nice portion of that salary, but if you are the Blue Jackets, do you kick the tires on a Seth Jones, knowing that, yes, while some of that money may be paid down, you still have 5 years to commit to him, and if the Blackhawks are going to pay off a significant portion of that contract, they're going to want something in return, a valuable piece in return. Do you think that's a smart move to make?
Well, if you're going to have to give up a young talent or perhaps a number 1 draft pick, I say no. Be careful what you wish for as far as Seth Jones is concerned. And I really like the kid, liked him as a hockey player, his best hockey without question. And I was telling this to a national writer today, broadcaster. When you look at his talent, his best play was as a Columbus Blue Jacket. He has struggled and struggled mightily. Why? If you go back to his time in Columbus, why was he so successful? Because he played alongside Zach Werenski. They're great friends off the ice. Both of them would welcome a return and be reunited. But when Seth Jones left, it wasn't the same situation. He wasn't playing with anybody even close to Zach Werenski as a hockey player. But to answer your question, I'd certainly kick tires If you can get them at the right price and not have to give up any of your future, and the Jackets certainly have a number of players that we haven't even seen at the NHL level yet, based on some pretty good scouting and draft picks here over the last few years. I'd give it a thought, but at the same time, I've not seen Seth Jones anywhere near the same player that he was in Columbus playing in Chicago.
All right, Rims, let's do some name dropping. What do you got?
Well, I got no name dropping today, but I got to tell you that we've taken out our neighbor for dinner here tonight, but we're at this brand new pizza place. And if you ever come down here, I'm going to bring you here my treat. And it's Death by Pizza. It's the best pizza that I've ever had. And you guys know I love pizza, and I've pretty well been everywhere. I'm having, and it's a huge pizza. And it's between a Detroit pizza and a Chicago pizza. And the pizza that we're having tonight is a Romy Jabroni. It's a pepperoni pizza that is absolutely spectacular. They've only been open here for about a month or so, and this will be the fourth time I've been here.
Wow. So now we've graduated from naming famous celebrities to throwing out a promo for Death by Pizza in Southeast Florida.
Well, I didn't have this week. I've been busy. I've been busy this week preparing to come. I have to pack. Got to make sure I'm looking good when I'm in Columbus. I got to be warm because I'm leaving the 80-degree sun for the cool climes, and I'm looking forward to it in Columbus. So, I've been preoccupied. So, haven't really talked to anybody. If you want, I can certainly mention some of the hockey people I've talked to this week, but nobody of any real significance.
Rims, I just looked up this Romy Jabroni pizza. Mike won't like it.
Why?
It's you'll like this. It's Ezzo's pepperoni cups. That's the good pepperoni.
Made
cup
here
and
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, great pepperoni selection. Mozzarella and sweet sauce 29.
I don't like a sweet sauce, Rimmer.
Well, how about if like I said, it's a pretty large pizza that you get. Would you like me to bring back a piece?
Yeah, put some in your luggage so I'll have some on Friday. That sounds like a good plan.
No, what I was going to do is I'd buy another one and bring you a whole pie tomorrow.
Oh, even better. Hey, Rims, did you say skibbity toilet to your grandson?
Oh, I sure did. And you were right. I've got to tip my hat to you. You were right. He knew exactly what you were suggesting that he would know, and he did. And he said that they have different songs that these kids. I mean, he started rhyming off different names and people to me that I wouldn't even begin to even know who or what they were.
All right, that's a great story. I'll let you get back to your pizza. See you on Friday.
That's a great story.
I'll see you on Friday.
You gave me an assignment, and I took it.
All right, I'll see you on Friday.
I wanted to bring you pizza. You didn't want any pizza.
Bring me a pizza.
Well, too late now.
No, it's not too late now. Bring me a pizza.
It's too late now. I've paid the bill. With my credit card, and you have to just come here. Yeah. You'll just have to make a trip here down and visit me. And in fact, you can even stay in our guest room.
Well, where else would I stay? Of course, I'm going to stay in your guest room. Can I sleep with the Yabber dogs?
I don't want you to have to stay at an expensive hotel. I'm saying we would allow you to hang out at the Palace.
I do sleep in the nude, though, and I tend to sleepwalk. Would that be a problem?
I have a lock for the door.
Oh, good.
All right, good. Thank you, Rim. See you Friday. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Back page coming up. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slower traffic if you're traveling on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Main Street and I-70. And we've got a 35-minute delay if you're on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and 161. This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Meet the new Monopoly Bonus Spectacular scratch-offs from the Ohio Lottery. Scratch off greenhouses to reveal winning numbers for a chance at over $113 million in total cash prizes. That's a spectacular amount of winnings. 5 games from $1 to 20. Multipliers from 5 to 100 times. Chance bonuses and top prizes up to $1 million. When you play the Monopoly Bonus Spectacular scratch-offs, what you find under a greenhouse could change everything. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Hey, it's D. Miller. Guys, let's talk about getting back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program. I learned about the personalized treatment at Low T Center and the results you can expect with customized TRT. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Jake Diebler's Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with USC. O.J. Simpson, still dead.
Live fan coverage starts Wednesday night at 9:30.
Every game, every season, proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Ooh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Wait, Leslie, what is that dude doing over there at that window?
Well, that dude is Chase, and Chase is making that window look perfect. We're sticklers on detail, Wilson, both in our showroom and definitely in people's homes.
Chase, be careful. May have spilled some coffee over there just a bit ago.
Oh, he knows. He seems to work a lot more when you're around, Wilson. Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hole.
Oh, you guys, we got another game tonight, but I don't know what I'm going to do with myself from 7 o'clock when we've got Inside Edge, and then 9:30 warm-up show, 10:30 tip-off tonight. Galen Center, Los Angeles, Buckeyes at USC to finish up the trip.
Well, I think that Got to order yourself some food, my friend.
That is definitely the case.
Lot of food.
Have a little pizza pie. You know, we're unveiling the bracket. Maybe you can get a couple different pies from different places and do some research.
Speaking of the bracket, this is awesome. We all know that. You've got a 7-10 matchup that's going to be very, very tough for me because we recently did a fun little road trip. We had a really good time out at Cardo's in Pickerington.
Uh-huh.
And you've got Cardo's squaring off against Flyers.
You are a
in
Flyers
the first round.
super fan.
I know. That gets a 7-10. I think Flyers might be is Flyers the 7 at least?
I think they're the 7.
Okay.
I think they're a 7.
So what are you going to do? I mean, you like both of these places. You got it. You can't vote for both.
I think you know where I'm going to go. And it's nothing against Cardo's. I thought their pizza is outstanding. I really do. It's on the other side of town. I can't go there as much as I would like as a family spot.
Geography should have nothing to do with this.
Geography, it's what I know, though.
It's pizza for pizza.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's not the one you eat more often. It's the one that you like the best.
Yeah, no, that
is. If Cardo's and Flyers were right next to each other.
Okay. If I did not know, if you didn't put the placard of who's who.
That's right.
Take the brand, take the name
recognition
out of it.
They're right next to each other in the strip mall.
I'll tell you this. It's very, very close. Cardo's did go into my top 5 of that style of tavern style pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I have not tried a lot of the pizzas that are in this bracket, and I think that's the thing.
That's why we're giving you time.
A lot of work to be done.
The official voting does not start until next week, but you can see the full bracket right now on all the fans' socials, Instagram, Twitter. It's all there. There's 4 different regions. Don't click on the first photo and think that you've seen everything.
No, you have not.
You got to scroll through and try as many pizzas as you possibly can.
Yeah.
I did try one recently, though. I did get Pizza House scratched off the list.
What'd you think?
Also outstanding.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
They had a lot of dedicated fans, which I think is what led them to get a 3 seed. I think it's a 3 seed.
That's a pretty good seed.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty good.
Well, that's I've got a tough matchup, and again, I know where I'm ultimately going because I love this place. But Eagles Villa Pizza is one of my ultimates, and it is a 1 seed.
That's actually the number 1 overall seed in the tournament.
Okay,
Ooh.
That's strong because they deserve. They're great.
I should start there then. I got to get me a pie from them.
That's one of my all-time favorites. However, they're going up against Villanova, which not Villanova. Villa space Nova. They have a good pizza out there. Up there on High Street. I say out there. It's all out there for me.
Could you imagine facing Villanova as a 16 seed? My God.
Yeah. Right.
It's going to be a tough matchup, though.
But that's what I'm. Yeah. But again, for me, my vote would be Eagles Villa Pizza in New Albany. But I get it if people are like, that Villanova place is great. It's a fine restaurant and they do a great pizza. But
all of these are
these are going to be tough matchups. Is the point? I mean, we didn't just put scrubs in here.
Except
we put great
for
places.
The ones that aren't.
Mm-hmm. Can't get them all in there.
Well, Teddy is mad because Kingies is a 14 seed. That's his spot out there on the southeast side.
That in Canal?
Hey, that's just how it happens, you know? I mean, only one team can win anyway,
Look, they're
right?
in it. Who says you can't win as a 14 seed?
Yeah, you have to face, the tough teams at some point.
Can I tell you something? Don't worry about the seeding. All right, because if the pizza's good enough and if your fan base is passionate enough,
that's what it's about.
That has seeding has nothing to do with it.
Just get in.
It's about buying tickets for your team, right?
That's right.
If you want to back your squad, if you want to follow them, if you want to make their home environment great, right? Then go and vote. Find out about the bracket, go and vote.
JT's Pizza.
Yeah.
That place is.
They're good.
They drew Donato's.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 116. JT's is a 1 seed. Donato's is a 16 seed.
Donato's is solid pizza, chain pizza.
Love them. They're great.
JT's is winning that all day,
it's
every day.
Local royalty.
I understand that, but I'm saying I could see people just seeing those names and go, oh my gosh.
One of my favorite spots that I've ever done radio station type appearances at. I'm sure you've done. I'm sure you've done stuff.
That's a great spot.
There.
We've been out there many times.
Beer vendors.
We've had some people ask questions about planks because there's a couple different planks and they're different.
Right.
The one that's in the tournament is planks on Parsons.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one I would have thought you were talking about.
It's not the beer garden. It's different.
No, it's different.
Yeah,
planks
totally
on Parsons.
Yeah.
Both have
what I was
pizza.
thinking.
What's coming up on the Buckeye Show, Timmy?
Coming up tonight, it's pretty simple. We got a big game again tonight on the court on the road at USC that I mentioned. This is one I think they've got to get. They've got 2 road games in their last 3 regular season games. They, at the very least, have to go 2-1 in my mind, and then still get a win or 2 in the Big Ten tournament. So maybe win all three, and this is a USC team that had to travel back to Los Angeles.
Playing at Rutgers.
You've got the travel advantage on USC going into this one. So Eric Musselman, not pleased. A lot of people don't even realize that he's in his first year there since leaving Arkansas. And Buckeyes at the NFL Combine. A lot of them spoke today. We'll hear some of the highlights.
Buckeye Show, top of the hour, right here on the Fan. Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page. With Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Phone.
Well, man, a piece of TV history was aired today on 10 TV, of all places. The Price is Right celebrated its 10,000th episode. They had a massive cake and a bunch of huge prizes for this episode. It aired today at 11 a.m. on CBS is when this airs. But that was today. Drew Carey, the host of The Price is Right, revealed that they were going to have a ton of great prizes on this show. One of which was they offered fans a chance to win $90,000. Another prize in this game offered fans a chance at $100,000. All told, The Price is Right has had over 75,000 people, quote, come on down, and over $300 million in cash and prizes given away over the history of the show.
Woo. Yeah, let them live.
Quite the thing. 10,000 episodes.
Bob Barker slept with 10,000 of the spokeswomen.
The Barker's beauties.
Oh, yes. All right, Buckeye Show's next. Late night Buckeye basketball tonight. Coverage starts at 9:30. We're back tomorrow. Same time. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 20-minute delay on westbound 670 between International Gateway and Neal Avenue. And you're going to hit a 10-minute delay on westbound 33 between 161 and 42. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. The Ohio Laborers Union, they're more than just hard hats and tools. They're the backbone of Ohio's infrastructure, constructing vital projects that shape your communities. Witness their members as they construct solar energy facilities, harnessing the power of the sun for Ohio's future. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
This is a Craver service announcement. Stop what you're doing and get 10 cheese sliders for a new low price of just $7.99. Your choice of melty American, spicy jalapeno, or cheddar cheese. Only $7.99 for 10 cheese sliders. White Castle. Follow your crave.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes!
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Do.
For the Blue Jackets, the magic happens on the ice. But for Blue Jackets fans looking for an amazing getaway, the real Florida magic is here in Central Florida's Polk County. From the natural beauty of Bok Tower Gardens, to the all-ages fun at Legoland Florida Resort, to the chance to do some luxurious glamping on a working dude ranch, it's all here. Even better, it's all just minutes from other area theme parks, too. Discover everything we offer and plan your trip to see the real Florida at visitcentralflorida.com today.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $1,099. Call 614-300-7400 or visit ColumbusMen'sClinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit LindsayHonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See LindsayHonda.com for details.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Skyway is back at Skyline Chili for 2 weeks only. Order a Skyway today and get 50% extra cheese at no extra charge on your regular or large 3, 4, or 5-way at participating locations for a limited time.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more.